minutes of us.
Whoops. Howdy, pals and gals. Welcome to another Saturday Night After Dark takeover. Our special guest will be here in a little bit. So from now on, you got to deal with our ugly mugs. I'm, of course, your host, Matty G, coming at you live from Isolation Station 1123. Of course, I'm not alone. Let's go to my ride or die, Mr. Matt Beer. Matt, what's up?
Nothing much. Just sitting here thinking about everything we saw on today's Marvel Con. I thought Marvel Con was great today. Fantastic event with Ant-Man 3 and Spider-Man 25. Can't wait. Don't know why there's 25 already. Didn't see the other, 21? 22? So.
I'm not kidding.
Okay, I think Matt's lost his goddamn mind. You can at him at Matt
Make
Beer.
sure that closes good.
So we'll go next to the another crazy person among us. He does see prostitution at McDonald's at 3 a.m. He's Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, that's the intro I'll go with. And Matt is 100% right. There is so much to talk about today. On top of Spider-Man 25 being announced, they also revealed the trailer for the third Spider-Man film, Spider-Man Homecoming, Homeschooled, Far From Home. We're running out of home puns. And it was a really... Sorry, that joke went about as well as their running joke with the Spider-Man titles. You can move on now.
It's Spider-Man Homeschooled, damn it. Gotta get it right.
Homeschool.
And then next up is Mr. Dirt Diggler.
Hey, what's up? I have no idea what all this movie news is you guys are talking about. I am bewildered and beside myself. What I am excited about, however, is this new mask that I got today. It's Harry Potter. It's the Marauders map, and it's actual magic. If you wear it in public, it will protect you from assholes.
Or do you mean Karens? Yeah, I went there. And of course, our Mandalorians. This is the way. What's up, guys?
This is the way.
Oh, we're live? Oh, hi. Maybe it was just messing with the soundboard.
Wow. Nikki, you failed that one.
Oh, no, I didn't fail. The touchscreen.
Can I ask, why did that version of This Is the Way sound like you had an orgasm at the end? This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
I'll refrain from making any further jokes. God forbid we get Baby
Okay,
Yoda.
so I had it on super battery saver, and when that's there, it doesn't activate the touchscreen. So that's why.
You idiot.
Yeah, y'all are driving me fucking nuts. Like I said,
It's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been less than that. No, like I was saying, our guest, he said he'd be in about 10:30, which is no big deal. We definitely got some big things to talk about him. Some things happened for his faction over the last couple of days. He won his movie trivia Schmodown singles run. Well, we're going to leave the DC talk till later because I'm sure that'll take a whole bunch of time, and I don't want to cut that off during when Adam shows up. So what else has been going on?
Nothing much. Went to the movies yesterday. Saw the first major release, well, major in these days, since there's literally nothing. So this is technically major. Saw Unhinged.
I have to ask, is it major because it's in thousands of theaters, or major because Russell Crowe's got a hell of a belly in this movie?
Yeah.
He's a big star.
Look,
It is.
so
He's rocking that dad bod. Come on.
He is.
So I knew Russell Crowe gained some weight because he was in that HBO movie or series that he did where he played the Fox News boss at the time. There was the Charlize Theron movie that came out after that was also based on the story.
Yeah, the Roger Ailes show. What's it called? The
Yeah.
What is
Greatest
Bomb Show?
That
was the movie.
Not that movie. The show is that story too, but Russell
look it
Crowe instead of John Lithgow plays that
Oh,
guy. So I knew he was big because of that. I didn't know how big he was. Like literally, 'cause I was like, okay, he's pretty big. The dude looks like he ate 5 Russell Crowes. It's so weird. I want you. This is something you did. This is a major glow up challenge. Show somebody Gladiator and then show that same person Unhinged right after. They'll be so confused. Or literally any Russell Crowe movie that came out before 2015.
Grab beer!
No, I saw that.
For the purpose of anal fact checking, the show Matt was referencing where he played Roger Ailes was called The Loudest Voice.
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm gonna see. I was gonna see that, but I didn't think it looked great, so I just kind of put it off till next week. I'll probably see New Mutants next week as long as things stay stable.
It's okay.
And Nikki will be back after next week because he's going to die of corona.
Like I would
Good,
say,
good luck, my friend.
if there was literally anything else out this weekend, I would have saw that instead.
Yeah.
But this was the only thing. It was the first new movie besides The Rental and The Relic and those little things. But
Has anybody else seen The Rental? I haven't yet, but has anyone else here seen it?
I haven't.
We went to Walmart today, which is probably more risky than going to the movie theater right now. I realize. So I probably should have seen the Russell Crowe movie, but we got Baby Yoda.
I want that.
Aw,
That is cool.
my Baby Yoda's coming soon.
Yeah, it's not the 3 or 4 foot tall one, but it'll do. It would do. I would take it.
Oh
Yeah, come on, Kevin. Let's be
For sure.
But no,
I'm not paying $250 for a damn doll, so I would definitely take that one.
Before we continue, Chris Diaz, I saw you were throwing blasphemy about Les Mis, which I have and love very, very much. I love Russell Crowe in that movie. So please leave my Russell Crowe away.
The way he sings. It's the way he sings in that movie.
He's not a... okay, his scene's weird.
It's almost as if
weird.
Danny Elfman started singing.
It's not
Hold on.
bad. It's weird, but it's not bad. Like
To defend
It's bad.
To defend
I
Russell
thought it was
Crowe's
fine.
singing, his singing is really average. That's how he sings through
Yeah,
the movie.
I
It's
can
like,
see that.
toned down. Really.
Yes.
You're comparing him to Hugh Jackman and Baron Cohen and all that stuff.
Jackman is
you mean they
These
should have
people are
hired a singer?
classically trained.
He was fine.
Yeah, I was
It's
about to say,
not
you mean they should have gotten some singing lessons first?
There's look. Does
We
he
should have a
have range
karaoke
in this
night.
movie? No, he has no range.
We should.
We should have a karaoke night
It
sometime.
stays exactly the
That'd be
same.
awesome.
It
Yeah.
literally stays
Maybe that's
exactly-
something we could do next week. I'll arrange it. Everybody give me your song
That
selections.
might have to be. That
Oh,
might
man.
have to be on Twitch though, because
For
Yeah.
real, that would be fun.
It would have to be early in the day because I don't want to make a lot of noise.
Wait, hold on. So
Yeah, true.
if karaoke is something that's being considered at the moment, Devin, I'm going to have to speak to the man who does not speak. Can you find a more complicated Hamilton verse to get Nikki to go at?
Give him my shot.
That was Jar Jar. That wasn't
Yeah.
Nikki.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nikki has a much better voice than Jar
You
Jar.
got to give him my shot.
Devin's gonna sing a
As
song
Devin
like,
pulls out his phone to go look for it right now,
like
live on air.
The answer is my shot.
Jar
That's
Jar's
the one-
coming back
yeah.
tonight. We're just doing this without my consent.
yes,
That's,
All right, I
that's
gotta
how
go
things
get
work in this world, right? You
back.
just do it without someone's consent. Is that how that
I'm
works?
just gonna I'll get a drink and then I can
I'm
bring
not
Jar.
going there.
this is my response to Nikki about if we're gonna do that without his consent. It's facts. Also, don't forget, guys, if you're watching and you can help us keep the lights on, if you want to call us stupid, say Nikki can't sing, or ask us any questions whatsoever, to guarantee it, check out our Streamlabs. If not, it is what it is.
And the deal still stands when Adam's gone anyway. If we hit $500, which we won't, that's why I'm putting it at $500. But if we hit $500, I will go shirtless.
Let me check my savings
Yeah,
account real quick.
I will make that.
Come, John
I think
Cena. Because
I think I changed it to 200 last week. I'll even drop it.
that was you. That was you.
Yeah,
But if they want,
I know.
Bring John Cena back in a minute.
if they want to see mine, and they're very average, actually below average. 500.
I'm a lot more expensive than you're asking for.
Well,
Has anybody else seen this awesome new band?
yeah,
Everybody's curious to what's underneath here.
John Cena.
Can we bring up the Nicholas back thing again? Can we bring that back up?
Yeah. Can we get that back?
$500.
Why does
See
it
my boobies.
when we bring it up? Why does it look like Cameron Poe is the
Oh,
lead
God.
singer of this band?
No, no. Why?
I love
What the
this.
hell is happening? No.
Hey, guys,
Hold on.
Oh, I just realized. I just like realized what was happening there. Like all of a sudden, I'm like, oh no, it's Nickelback.
That's
Oh,
why I
no,
left it up there a minute. Yeah.
It's so much better.
It's so much better.
To the five,
Funny now.
to the five people watching, Adam Collins will be here. Please hang on. He will be here.
I swear he's gonna be here. Please don't leave us. Harloff's in here. He jumps in right when I'm talking about showing my boobies, and he's like, "Nope, he's not gonna schmo down."
We actually could get Harloff on the show.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do that.
What are you gonna slide into his DMs, Nikki? You got that experience?
He's already DM'd me. I built him a wheel. He never
I don't
used
think
it.
he knows what that means.
Yeah, he never used it. But
Oh yeah, that's right. You did say
built
that.
a wheel.
Oh, okay. So he got in your DMs. All right, then we're in the clear.
No,
I still don't think he knows what that means.
I can. We've had DMs
Got-
on
got
Facebook
one.
before. He's nice. He didn't use the wheel, but I understand it wasn't my best work. I don't think it was big enough for him. Because as soon as I sent it out, they had a much bigger one. Like that was
Devin,
much
was that-
bigger. Much
Devin,
better
was
than
that you? Did you tee him up for that? Was that you?
Hey everyone.
Guys, don't forget $500. You get bare nips.
For a nip.
Bare nips.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
I'll make them cold. I'll make them cold too.
I'm gonna do a donut.
I'm cold. What are you gonna do?
That's
How much
Doesn't
per
matter.
yikes.
Oh boy.
That is a major yikes, dog.
Hey,
Look,
hey, Kevin. Kevin, can you do me a favor and blow your weed smoke onto Matt's camera? Can we do that? Can we make that happen?
Kevin, can you do me a favor and give me that donut? Give me that donut now.
Dude,
see Adam Collins on our show and not me talk about my nips? I'm sorry. Sorry.
Adam said he will be here in
4
about
minutes.
4 or 5 minutes.
4
Yeah.
minutes.
Just hang on. Just hang on with us for a minute.
So don't forget.
Take somebody out when he gets here because the 6 looks really good. I know we can have more than 6, but 6 it looks good.
I want to talk
They'll
about
turn blue like the Rocky Mountains
Okay, I understand.
because beer, ice.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, because I wasn't feeling great that night, I had to back out of the video in which I would have actually met Mr. Bruce Boyd. I'm very entertained by the fact that you are excited for nips. That's certainly an insight.
Bruce, you know the dollar amount. I bet if somebody donated even $5, he'd do it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Matt, just,
bro,
I'm a man of my word.
Matt is not a cheap whore, Matty. You
I'm
can't
not
just.
I'm a whore, but not a cheap one.
Aaron, does that go back with does that go back to your McDonald's hooker?
The
I was one that
drive-thru.
came out of the window.
It was a Wendy.
Yeah,
had no idea.
there was
It was me.
Matty in fucking fishnets and a tank top. Just there he
Yes.
was.
Matty, what the?
That was me.
Guys, did this actually happen?
Yes, my story about seeing a hook climb out of a car at 3 a.m. in front of McDonald's is completely real.
Oh yeah, I
that
know that.
wasn't.
That.
I thought you were talking about what I meant was Matty in the tank top.
Well,
No, that
well,
was
Matt.
me.
I meant Matt. If I said Matty, that was an accident.
I called
Matt's,
out.
Matt's a man of class. Matty got $200 for a suck off, but
Good God, man!
And he froze.
I don't think that's. I think.
I'll do it for 5.
There's a line where there's classy and there's trashy, and
And
we
I'm
just whipped it out and peed over that line.
speaking of whipping it out, tell me how it goes in Harlow's DMs.
Oh, shit.
Devin's right. I
By
don't
the-
know what you're talking about.
by the way-
I'm immune to it.
By the way, if for what I just said, it takes me not being on the show to get him on, I'll accept that. I've said some horrible shit. I'll take my hit.
I like that. All right. Yikes. You know, we keep averaging between 5 and 8 people, and when we get back on the Nips thing, we all drop to 5.
Look, when we were
that
talking about
true?
it, it actually went up, and then we stopped talking about it and went down.
I mean, that's sometimes how the body works.
Right. Sometimes nips initiate.
When you grow up, you experience things, and sometimes it's not always
Adam, if you're listening,
clear.
please.
Adam's getting ready to hop in, and he's watching just to make sure. He's like, hey, Matt, sorry I can't be on tonight. Something just came up.
Too many nip slips.
Something just came up. I'm sure it did. Boy,
Wow.
What the
have a
fuck,
point sound effect or is
Nikki?
that
Nikki, that one was through the uprights. That was good.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't mine.
Okay.
For those
God.
up, Lakers are currently beating the Trailblazers 79-78. But I am watching
How
it
are
on
the
the ESPN app.
Celtics doing?
They're going to win their
Oh, yeah,
series.
they're not playing tonight. They're playing tomorrow.
Yeah, they're going to win the series tomorrow.
They are going to win everything. They love the bubble.
They look good. They look
Yeah.
really
No,
good right
come on.
Very good.
Oh, come on. Let's be real though. If the Suns had made it, they would have since they got to the bubble. This one,
Here,
Okay,
so
real
so
question.
okay,
Do you think Devin Booker would be able to take on LeBron? 'Cause
I
that's
did.
who he
No.
would have to face.
I think he would have.
The team okay, so I love Devin Booker a lot. He deserved the bubble MVP that they had, but
You want to let
that,
him in, Matt?
that
Your
Suns
guess is here.
team could not
I'm-
take down.
I
Anthony Davis.
was going to introduce him, but that's okay.
Sorry.
So,
Sorry. I'm an ass.
I guess you are an ass. Ladies and gentlemen, the Coyote himself, Mr. Adam Collins, has dropped in. Welcome back.
Hello. Glad to be back, gentlemen. Nice to see all of you.
let's
Also,
see you
Glad
again.
glad to see the senator is here. Big fan. Good to see you, Bernard.
Sorry,
Old friend of mine,
if
old
you
friend of mine.
check the private chat, we're just gonna let him sit there. He's just enjoying the show live.
He messaged Matt
Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
he looks.
and everybody. And, yeah, cool.
Yeah, no. Bernie looks like he's watching someone spread jam on toast very slowly.
yeah, he's just here to hang out. All right, guys. Who wants to start this conversation?
He likes it too. He's not just watching it happen. He likes it.
Hoping to get some of that toast.
Yeah. Got
Well,
it.
before we get started, how's everybody doing? It's good to see some familiar faces. Was this round 3 for us guys?
I think so, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
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 Me and Kaiser hung out last time. That he closed down the store last time though. I watched as long as I could, but that guy,
Jeez.
that's the beauty of living on the West Coast, I guess.
Absolutely.
Kaiser,
Oh, wow, West Coast. These
Kaiser
are the girls I
closed.
love the most.
Kaiser closed down the store, and then at the end was like, "Do you guys just want to keep the doors open? Like, when is this actually over?" It was a lot of fun, though.
He just wanted to keep going and going and
It was
going.
a lot of fun.
I hit the 2-hour mark, and I was like, "Hey, I got to get to bed pretty soon." And then next thing I know, it's been 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it's an
and we're
hour
still
later.
going.
Yeah, no, you guys are almost caught up with the Gucci verse. I saw a video from their network. It was like 4 hours the other night when they had Kalinowski on there. I was like,
yeah,
good Lord. Yeah,
We did 7 for a charity fundraiser. We did 7.5 hours, 6.5 hours.
Well, that's good to hear because obviously there's some extra motivation there, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Mike and the boys on Gucciverse just were having a little too much fun.
I was gonna say because I know Kaiser is on that show as well, right? So you have Gucci, Kaiser, and Kalinowski in a chat room together. That's a lot of personality, man. That's a lot.
Have you seen the other guy that's on that show? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. Maybe Frank or something. But he's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, they've got some good content over there.
He's basically the producer of the show, but he's funny.
So let's dive into this.
All right.
When we had Danish on, Frankie Numbers on, we kind of did a breakdown of our bracket. Everybody here took you to win, and you did. Was it kind of a stressful feeling?
The play-in match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, any of us with a play-in match would be lying if we said we weren't feeling some level of nerves because, even those of us with experience, playing in the other leagues and everything, it all bets are off in every single match. You have to go in with open eyes, and you have to be prepared for your opponent to be the next best player in movie trivia. And I wasn't taking Andres for granted at all. And I had heard a lot of rumblings that he was very good. And I think his first round still demonstrates that. I know things worked out in my favor in the end, but I also think 6 out of 8 in round 1 is nothing to sneeze at. And I think Andres deserves a lot of credit for his debut as well. But yeah, I was very nervous because it was my debut. And I didn't want to bore the fans. I wanted to give them something to enjoy. And it was just it was quite an experience.
I can imagine. That 5-pointer you pulled though was definitely.
Well, I didn't get all the I didn't answer any of my round 3 questions.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. There's so many matches this week. It's like holy crap.
Oh, trust me, I know. And I was basically 3 years ago at this point in Schmodown time because I started the tournament, and I've made an effort to keep kind of a low profile since then. So, but if you guys, I apologize because I know we're live. Would you mind if I dip out for maybe like 60 seconds and I'll be right back?
Not at all.
All right, guys. Just take me out and I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
An update, the Lakers are currently winning 89-81 with 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
Yeah, Adam was just going to go sub in for LeBron James.
Yeah. Real quick.
He's tall. He's got vertical abilities. He can dunk.
Sure. I'm sure he can. And he's real small.
They say white boys can't dunk, but I mean, Adam's not white. He's clear. He's like Larry.
Hold on, Nikki.
Look, you're talking about
White
Caruso,
boy-
the
hold
goat. He can slam it down.
Hold on.
Definitely.
He's
White
wide
boys
as a
can't dunk.
freaking-
Nikki, what's the name of that movie? Come on.
White boys can't jump is the name of the movie. I
White
was not
men.
talking about that.
White men.
White men can't jump.
White men, but
White men?
Yeah, white
Yes.
men can't jump.
But at the end of the day, are we all
White
boys?
boys can't jump. Okay. Well, I wasn't referencing the movie.
Bernie's disappointed in you.
I didn't watch that.
Lip curl. He's disappointed in you.
But it had nothing to do with it. I was talking about basketball.
No, right.
Adam, please
Hey.
defend. You can dunk, right?
Well, if it's one of those nets, one of those basketball hoops you keep in the office. Sure.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, it is.
A Nerf,
Yeah.
a Nerf net.
It's Nerf or nothing.
Well, okay, Adam, there's
Can
an
I? Oh,
interesting-
okay.
Hold on. This question came in the chat, and I'm really curious to see what you think.
All right.
What are your thoughts on Roka calling you out after his match last night?
Is that what he did?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No.
I was wondering if that was what the stupid noise he was making was, but
Yeah. No. I thought he was just celebrating his entry into the singles tournament. I don't look. Roka is it speaks. His record speaks for itself. I'm going into this match. I'm not going to be saying a whole lot other than how do you go into this without anything other than respect? It's a humbling moment to go from a play-in match to playing John Roka. But as far as him calling me out, I did watch the match, and I did see what he did. But also the previous week, he said something about, at the dawn of time, the first man was Adam. And at first I thought he was talking about me. And I was like, no, he's just going for a different metaphor altogether. I'm not sure what it is.
Well, you are 2020 years old, correct?
Roughly speaking.
Roughly speaking.
Yeah.
Take a little.
Yeah.
So-
But
so-
no, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, on that note, I have to ask, what is it like going into this match, resurrecting that rivalry? I mean, you and Roka fought for different countries back during the days of Alexander the Great. So what's it like after all these years to come back
nice.
and have to go against each other in a very different kind of arena?
Yeah, well, honestly, I like playing John Roka is something that thematically I would hope would happen eventually. And when I found out that if I won, I was going to play him or Dan, it's like, well, that you just got to flip a coin at that point. But I do feel like the Coyote and the Outlaw kind of intersect thematically in a beautiful way. There's a lot of great visuals you could come up with that. And there's a song out there if you want to go for deep cuts. Coyotes by Don Edwards, fantastic song from popularized in Werner Herzog's documentary Grizzly Man. But it's a great song, and just go listen to the lyrics. They speak for themselves.
I want to see the baby.
Yes.
Yeah, that's coming out on his next album.
So people are saying you're definitely a part of the best faction in history.
I didn't know Howie Mandel was watching.
I think he's cool.
So
roast the
okay,
viewers.
we're kind of obviously broken spoilers and so forth. Seeing that your faction teammates did pick up the titles last night, what were you thinking when Chase pulled that 5-pointer from out of Chance? Sorry, it's been a long day.
Yeah.
Chance pulls the 5-pointer, but Matty cannot pull his name.
And he's actually a friend of mine. He lives like 3 hours from me.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the guy with the thing?
Go back to holding your baby, Nikki. What were you saying, Matty?
Yeah.
So you watched the match. What did you think when Korruption pulled out the big W?
First of all, what a match. Huh? Did you guys all see it?
Yeah. 44, 41.
Senator, you saw it as well? Oh, yeah, he saw it. He saw it.
Yeah.
All right.
He's
so-
smiling.
Yeah, he's thrilled.
That was his reaction at the end when he got the 5-pointer. Just
So let me put it this
Audio
way.
trouble over there.
Obviously, all of us are careful not to reveal too much. But when it got to that 5-pointer and I heard the question, it took me a minute to get there. And but as soon as I heard Chance say it, I was like, yep, that's it. And I was like, all right, just burn that last repeat. Just, have some fun. Like, take a breath before you take a bow, because what they did last night was exceptional. And I think Mike especially showed how sneaky good he can be, because he was the high scorer in the speed round out of everybody. And he outperformed Dan Merle, I think. Like, he got all 5 and Dan got 2 because he got 1 canceled out. So I think Mike really proved himself again as well, and shows why he should keep competing in singles. and for them to do it and no intergeekdom, no bond, like I just think it was a roundly solid victory. And to get the Annabelle question for the 5-pointer was just perfect because I was very confident Chance knew it, and he almost sold me that he didn't at first, but I was like, I know he knows this. I know he knows it. And so for him to finally say it out loud, I was like, thank you. Because I was like, here we go. This is the next phase for Korruption.
Yeah, I was going to say, because like, it was impressive. I was going to say from like the fan league times, I also know Chance, and I showed Matty this last night. Like probably maybe 2 minutes after they won, I texted him, and I was like, "You got bigger things happening right now, but good fucking shit, man. That was impressive." Because in my head, like those are the questions I'm good at in trivia, and instantly I was like, "It's Gary something." And the only name that could come to my head that would be obscure enough was Gary Whitta, which I knew was the guy who wrote Rogue One. So I was like, it's not him, because I don't think he wrote horror.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as he said Dauberman, it's like, that's absolutely it.
The thing, what triggered me is I remembered when Perry and Haley Fouch, they interviewed Gary Dauberman on Witching Hour.
Okay.
And he's just a really cool guy, and he's been writing in Hollywood for a long time.
Yeah.
And Annabelle Comes Home as a directorial debut is quite solid in my opinion. I think like
better than the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all. Now, fun fact: did you know the guy who directed the first Annabelle is the same guy who directed Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Yeah, is it John Linetti, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, John R. Linetti.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we're all big Annihilation fans here.
Oh yeah.
My personal favorite was, I believe, the 2018 classic Wish Upon or something like that, which was also terrible. The box.
Oh yes, there was a lot of box horror. There was The Box. There was The Gift. There was Possession, which was about a possessed box. So yeah, there was a lot of. I think someone just needs to make a horror movie about a cardboard box.
And I would include Slender Man because those characters had the personality of a box. So
well, I mean, hell, they have a movie called Rubber about a killer.
The wheel, fucking wheel.
Yeah,
so good, so good.
Little late on that.
Respect.
If you were in teams, who from Korruption would you want as a teammate?
Well, we got the pick of the litter in that faction right now. I think, first of all, we're all catching our breath after last night. The boys are taking the weekend to actually play video games and watch TV, which, as you know, like any of you who play in the fan leagues especially understand, like after you play a match, how nice is it to go like watch TV or play PlayStation?
Absolutely.
Or read a book, any of that. It's awesome.
Anything to get your mind, because your mind's
it's like hardcore movies all the time when you're playing.
Yeah.
So, they're taking a well-earned victory lap, and I don't want to get ahead of myself because we're not sure what's going to happen with the team situation in the tournament. But you've seen the experiment, and what I'll say about the experiment is, they're quirky. But they scored really well against Final Exam.
I was gonna say, they played well, didn't they? In their match, they played well.
Yeah, I don't have the stats in front of me, but Mark Hoyk always puts up a lot of points, and Dewberry is low key good. He's especially good in round one.
Yeah.
So
he's got round one down.
I was gonna say, because if I remember, I would say unless he was like already blasted when showing up to a Wild Berries match. It seemed like all their matches, they actually put up mostly decent points. The wins they got usually depended on how well Makuga did, but he was usually decently consistent. So he's not he's an underrated player, if only because his 3 teams that he's been on were ETC, where Ricky was not very good, and the Wild Berries, which was taken as a joke, and then you have I forget the team name. I apologize. What was it again?
The Experiment.
The Experiment, yes. Which is with Mark Hoyk, who is because he's got the weird theatrics. I think that's what more people have focused on. Because unfortunately, he's only played in teams and he's 0-3, which is incredibly impressive when you look at the fact. I think both him and Whitney's team matches, they were like nearly over 30 points both times, and you lost both times. Like, that's just sad impressive how good that is.
Well, Hoyk is like an Alonso Duralde. He's been around. He knows everything. He's one of the guys who got me obsessed with movie trivia. I told you that the first time I was on here. He's part of the reason I wanted to join Korruption. And, I mean, yeah, he's automatically on the short list because he's an excellent player and he's someone I've looked up to ever since I started playing along with movie trivia. So, but he's partnered with Dewberry. Anything's possible, when you have to go into the teams tournament and you got the champs on your faction now. And then, I think Claudia and Klee both demonstrated that they have solid base knowledge. And I think people are going to be really impressed when they get additional matches. So no one should sleep on those two. I know they lost, but the match against Warfather was very unique. And I think Claudia's demonstration of her knowledge with musicals was very impressive. And I also just know that she's incredibly sharp and she has a lot of knowledge. And then Klee took that match with Barbarian last second and got Oscars without being able to study it. Like, that is impressive how well she did under the circumstances. So both of those women have incredible base knowledge. And then, you saw my faction mate Marisol's debut. I mean, she's a star in the making. Like,
Okay. Let's talk about next week a little bit. We've got probably the biggest match in Schmodown history coming up on Friday. Take kayfabe and the fact your faction and everything out of it. Are you Guy or Bateman?
Guy or Bateman? Okay.
We're gonna break down both of these because
especially after last night, Bateman becomes a very interesting discussion. Because I
wanted to bring that up.
I was gonna say I'm just gonna jump out there and say it as somebody who has always because I've known who Ben Bateman is for years. Like, I accidentally discovered the action show they did on Popcorn Talk, like through watching the shows the Schmo starred. And I always remember, they both seem like cool dudes. And like a couple years later, they enter the Schmodown, and I was like, I remember watching their podcast. They didn't seem like pricks. And so it's like when you can, and so they always seem like good guys. But man, it looked like Bateman was trying so hard to dig into their team's head that he drilled into his own head by accident. I mean, that's the most shaken and rattled I've ever seen him look. So that makes it really interesting when he has to go up and play maybe the only person in the league who can match him in terms of I'm going to fuck with your head right now. It certainly makes for an interesting lineup. Yeah,
I mean, Bateman has shown himself to be one of the best technical players. I think he's very much, we like the wrestler analogies in the Schmodown, right? I do see him. I know a lot of people have been compared to this guy, but I do see Bateman as a Bret Hart type for sure. Just the way he breaks down his opponents, the way he approaches the matches. And I respect his strategy, but I also respect Bibiani. He's one of the people who's inspired me to get into competitively playing this game in the first place. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I love Bibiani's film criticism. I love his podcast. I appreciate his perspective on film overall. And when he plays the game, he brings his raw passion of film. And that is something that's easy to feed off of. And that's why I think he and Brendan are so successful as a team, because they both genuinely love film, like down to their bone marrow. And it's not that I don't think Bateman loves movies. He does, but I don't think it's as effortless with certain movies to go beyond what his actual taste is. So he studies and he strategizes, and finally we saw it work against him because this was a raw knowledge victory. And there was no technical approach that could have changed that match. You either know the classics or you don't. And Bibiani and Brendan have shown that they both are good at classics independently. So when you put them together, they're going to make up the difference. And you can't sleep on classics in the Schmodown. That's, I think, the lesson of that match.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think Bateman is definitely fired up, and I know the last thing he wants to do is lose to Guy, but Guy is definitely someone who I think is always a sleeper in a match, and I think whatever he's dealing with right now, whatever conspiracy theories or foresight he's having, like Nicolas Cage, I think he still knows his stuff quite well, and he knows Ben, and I think that's what always makes it an interesting match. If I were a betting man, I would bet on Ben because I know now he's got something to prove, on top of the fact that he would never want to lose to Guy. But I also would love to see Guy pull the upset. I think we would all kind of like to see that, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because in my house, the kid and I are at war. He is hardcore a Bateman lover. I was Guy during that, so this has kind of re-sparked that rivalry between him and I. We've seen Guy do spectacular things. I mean,
yeah.
Who'd have thought he'd have walked in and just knock out Merle?
And
Merle looked bad,
And to me, that's an example of the level to which I think, and I'll say Bateman because I think he's equal to him. I think Bateman and Guy have both mastered the head games thing, because that's a match that was building for months, and it's even the little things, Andrew making comments about hasn't played or, taking his name from him, messing with the fans, showing up at the free-for-all, just everything about that match was just Andrew saying everything he could to throw Dan off and intimidate him, with on top of that Dan having not played in a while and not having to kind of been in that mode. That was just a perfect storm of things that it absolutely shook Dan. But I actually think, in retrospect, that was the best result that could have come out of that match, because when you go back and watch that and you see in the post interview afterward, that was the moment where Dan's attitude changed, because in one match he went from goated champ to the guy watching a dude in a suit hop up on a chair yelling "fuck you" to everyone in front of him after beating him. And it's that's a change moment right there.
It was a different time. It was a different time. It's like when you watch classic movies and someone says something offensive and you're like, yeah, okay. It was the 1950s.
You tense up a little bit, oh god.
I watched The Hangover yesterday, and just in the first 20 minutes, there's already. I
just watched it this weekend too.
There's jokes that I'll admit, because to me, not to get into offensiveness, but to me, jokes are jokes. I'll laugh at anything as long as it's funny. So I'm not going to say the jokes weren't funny, but within the first 20 minutes, they're saying shit that it's that
it's
joke
lowest
pass
common
today.
denominator stuff. Now, I will say this: I've been going back and watching old movie trailers for fun, and I watched the trailer for How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. The other day.
Nice.
And I hadn't thought about that movie in a long time, and I was like, might be worth refreshing on it, right? So I look at the trailer, and there's this part where it's this montage of how Kate Hudson's trying to get rid of him, all these annoying things, And then the best part, which I thought just shows how dated the film was, is McConaughey opens up a medicine cabinet, and it's filled with tampons and maxi pads. He screams in horror, and he's like, "Oh no, 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 no!" And I'm like, "Okay." I do not find that relatable at all.
Girls have these things?
No. What is this?
Well, it's okay, when I was married to Caleb's mom, she sent me to the store for those, and it's kind of walk into the aisle, you grab them, you go. You don't give it much thought, but 10 years ago, I'd have been like, no.
Well, remember, was it Mr. Mom that made it a big deal?
Yes.
Where Michael Keaton's at the checkout lane and, he's embarrassed about buying tampons or something. And it's like any of us who have been in, you know, a relationship with a woman, it's like that's just part of it, man. You know, you cannot wimp out when it comes to that part of it. And for McConaughey to scream,
add that to the list of things to look forward to.
If you get woke up at 2 a.m. to go get those, you man the fuck up, you go, you get them, and you come back. And
honestly, it's the least you can do.
Yeah. It really is.
Well, honestly, nowadays the good thing is if you have to go at 2 a.m. might be the best time you have to go, because between self checkouts and stoned employees, no one's judging you, man. You just do what you got to do and get out.
I disagree with that. You get the worst looks at 2 a.m.
Honestly, yeah, it's not to sidetrack the conversation, but yeah, I just felt like that was that kind of put the trailer in context. I'm like, okay, so we still thought that was funny back then. That's right.
Well, and it's funny. It's like we watched Revenge of the Nerds recently, and it's like,
oh boy,
you know, because it doesn't dawn on the kid what's really happening, and I'm sitting there like mortified. I'm like, he just officially raped that female, and it's like, oh my god.
And she's like, it's okay.
If we want to go speaking about that, this is a little insight to my personal life. A movie that I still think it's a good movie, but a movie that I loved as a kid because my mom put it on all the time and I just liked the music in it, that I watched years later and I realized the context of like what I enjoyed in the music in the movie. Grease. That movie is dark as shit when you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Like
covers a lot of
okay, so like as a little kid, my mom said like I really like the music, so I would like, you know, sing it like as a kid, and she said, oh yeah, you knew all the lyrics. And then I like watched the movie back a couple of months ago, and there's a line in the first song, Tell Me More, where one of the guys go, yeah, tell me more, tell me more. Did she put up a fight with a fucking smile? And it's like, oh my god, that's what that means.
Now here's a fun fact for you, in case anyone cares. In high school, my hair was even longer than it is now. And I didn't audition for Grease because of the way I looked. I was in theater for like everything else. And they recruited me to play Eugene. They thought it'd be funny to put me in the Poindexter outfit with a ponytail in a 1950s thing. And you know what? It worked. And then they had me in like the background too. It ended up being a lot of fun. But I was just like, it doesn't feel right to audition for Grease because, you know, I looked like Greg Allman. Yeah. Greg Allman. No, my hair was down to my butt, so it was just like Greg Allman. I did not fit in the world of Grease. Hey, Senator.
Speaking of the world of Grease.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think the match between Bateman and Guy is going to be very interesting. I'm very, very excited to see where this Homeland version of Guy is going to go. You know, with the conspiracy theories and whatnot. But I think none of us can ever underestimate Guy ever again, no matter what.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be at least a spectacle just out of the sheer entertainment. Because they have to put something in front of that match to draw people in. Because, you know, if they're going to put it on to see, you know, Jericho and Kevin Smith, and it's just a regular, you know, sit down, answer the questions, end of the match, people are going to get bored and get turned off. But with these two characters, and we know they're going to bring it. You know, I mean, I know Drew and Ben personally, and you know they're going to bring it.
Oh, of course. And
for you.
I know Drew and Ben personally as well.
Oh, good for you.
Now, Nikki, do you know Devin personally? Because does anybody?
I don't know Devin.
Okay.
No, I don't even know where he is. He's off screen right now. Oh, there's half his shit.
I would actually say I think me and Devin have a very close relationship. He reacts to the things I say. I think that's the best we're getting here.
You move him.
Honestly, I'm just happy that he's back. I'm happy he's back. But yeah, you know, I also think the Jericho Smith match is the dawn of a new age for the Schmodown. I think the thing we all need to remember is how cool it is that the Schmoedown's on the map like this. And even I don't think any of us expect Jericho and Smith to compete, week after week like some of our competitors do. But I do think they're both knowledgeable guys. I do think it's exciting that they have a history together, both professionally and on a personal level. And I just think it says a lot about where the Schmoedown is headed for us to have kind of like this unofficial, celebrity tier of the Schmoedown where we can get this talent in, even if it's on a limited schedule, and get them in there and see what they can do. And then if they get bit by the bug and they want to make the time for it, how awesome would that be?
Yeah. And I think that's one thing that COVID really helped is the Schmoedown, because the fact that you guys don't have to go to the studio and record, once or twice, maybe a couple times a month. Now you guys can, record at your leisure. Everybody can play. I mean, because Jericho and Smith not only is not behind a paywall, so you're going to get the AEW crowd, you're going to get, the people in the Smith fandom together. So I think that on a I don't really know how to put this, but on a mainstream level, COVID helped Schmoedown.
I think obviously we all share the same reservations and concerns about the pandemic, and we all wish everybody the best and should all take it very seriously. But I think what we could agree on, the one silver lining is it definitely puts things in perspective, makes you appreciate what you have. And, in this digital age, I think it helped that everyone understands why we need to do it in this format. And we all want to get back to shooting it in the studio eventually. But to Christian's point, as he said on the air this week, he wants to move beyond that limited weekend schedule and be able to shoot more freely. And doing it digitally does allow that. There's literally no overhead. And he's also said on the air on SEN Live that he hopes to see the digital aspect of the game remain intact for people who can't get to LA on a regular basis. So I'm East Coast. I can certainly make it out to LA pretty often, but having the freedom to do a digital match here and there would be a huge advantage. And I think, as long as we continue to remain consistent and vigilant on the rules in the digital format, I think it can prosper.
Yeah. Did it make you feel more comfortable that you played digitally before getting into Schmoedown? Did it make your debut feel a little bit more relaxed?
I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt. It felt familiar. But at the same time, I'm craving that face-to-face match, and I'll wear a mask. Let's go, hopefully, when we get to that point, we can have a limited crew. And even if the competitors are literally wearing masks, who's going to care, right?
Adam, if I can get my printer fixed, I will make you a personalized mask.
Thank you. I would be honored. But I look forward to that opportunity. We're all hopeful that 2021 is going to offer up some opportunities for us to get out there in person. But it's such a blessing to be able to have the buy-in of the fans with this format. And we've seen veteran Schmoedown competitors struggle with the format. So, it's like, I mean, with all due respect to who's the boss, the digital format was, I think, worked against them. I think it disrupted their rapport. And the fact that Brendan and Bibbs had a match the previous week and they kind of worked out some of the kinks, I think gave them a little bit of a leg up on that as well.
Actually, I want to present this to you guys because I want to see if you agree with me or not. I think it would be safe to say that for the most part, since the digital age has the digital matches have started, on an overall, the Finstock Exchange's dominant lead has definitely reduced to the point where they're not even in first place anymore. Would you guys agree that some of that does have to do with the fact that these are digital matches now? Because I would tend to agree with something that he has said, which I feel like a lot of what he brings in terms of his style of aiding you is to do with how he speaks and the mannerisms and the way that he acts. And again, you can't do a lot of that over camera without giving away all of your tricks, which obviously some people have showed they're fine with, and someone like him necessarily isn't. And I've noticed that since the digital thing has started, situations where he would be able to usually talk someone through it and they would usually pull it in the clear and keep their head calm, it's not happening as much. You could notice, in Dimalante's matches, he was a bit more stressed than maybe he had looked before in the live matches. Who's the Boss were clearly getting shaken. I mean, they ran through 3 repeats in one round, like when things started going wrong. And in round 2, obviously, they were very clearly stressed because they knew what was on the line. Roca was very public about the fact that he didn't feel he had that support in his match against Irwin, and he gave the same kind of response. So do you guys think, especially with what a lot of people would say are the A players of the Finstock Exchange, with the exception of Dan underperforming in a lot of areas, do you think the digital matches have to do with that? Do you think they would have stuck the landing if they were in person still?
I think it's just more we're seeing players that we didn't see before. Because the Finstock Exchange, this whole entire draft thing with the new teams, it was still kind of early in its stage when the digital matches started. And I think it's more just that we're seeing those weak spots in the Finstock Exchange. I think we would have seen them either way. And that the digital thing, I really don't think that nothing against Finstock. I don't think having him in person really does much to inspire confidence. Maybe it does. I haven't seen him in person. I may see him in person someday and be like, oh my God, I feel so confident because I'm in the room.
He is truly a sight for sore eyes, man.
Lately, it just looks like he's walking off the set of a rock.
Great to talk to.
I don't know what he's doing. Like,
can he walk on water?
I have a lot of respect for Tom Dagnino's tenure at Schmodown, and I've met the guy, and he's a blast. But I mean, he brings a lot of flair and fashion sense and presence. But I think the Finstock Exchange has demonstrated that they don't want to show all their cards on the air. They speak in the code, which we see in playing in the fan leagues. That's part of it. Like when we play teams in the fan leagues, as you guys know, we don't take turns. We just do it on the air. So you do learn to speak in code if that's part of your strategy, and it works. I can say from experience, I saved, me and my old teammate Brandon saved 1 or 2 steals by speaking in code. So that's part of the digital strategy. But I think they should, just take more time to, have sessions offline, where they're having private conversations like this, because you got to get comfortable with the format.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it's definitely a part of it, because the fact that, like we were saying, one of Ben's biggest things is his mind games. He can't get in your face and be the shining star like he is on digital. And I think maybe yesterday with the repeats that were having internet issues possibly, but because if you watch their live streams, Ben has internet issues at home all the time.
Yeah.
But
have his patrons send him an Ethernet cable, maybe?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I know Bibbs upgraded to an Ethernet cable. I was proud of him.
It's not always the Wi-Fi. It's usually the provider, like the internet provider.
And I've heard like one person's bad connection can slow it down.
Yeah.
Yes. It works very similarly to like if you guys play like online video games, how that works. If one person in it has like extremely bad connection, it'll start to lean over and hit other people too. Yeah.
All right, not to
Because
go
even
off.
here we work around it. Like I'll always start the stream because I have the best internet here. So I start the stream so that it runs off of my internet. So that way, when people join in, it won't crash. Because Matty used to do it, and every 2 seconds, his would just crash, and it would suck.
Well, I also we figured out that there was a problem at the main hub of the where we get the Wi-Fi from. So it's not my internet.
A twist.
A twist indeed.
So, guys, I'm happy to talk about more Schmodown stuff if you have questions, but I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, and I'm not getting any payment for this, but I just have to say I'm really excited the new Bill and Ted movie's coming out. It's coming out this Friday, the 28th, and I'm so pumped. And if you guys can find a drive-in that's playing it, I feel like I've heard so much good buzz about this movie. I hear it's like a shot in the arm to really cheer everybody up. And, especially if you grew up with those movies, they're so earnest and sweet. And
I've never seen them, but I'm curious.
Oh, they're wonderful. There's
you've
one
never seen them?
Yeah, me and Devin have never seen them. We're gonna watch it before the new one comes out, but
there's a
Yeah, for
handful
sure.
of outdated lines. I'll give it that critique. But other than that,
Yeah.
both of those movies are very sweet. And this new one, I think, was just made with a lot of love. And I'm super pumped to see it. Kevin said it was one of his. He thought it was phenomenal. So,
Well, I was gonna say, as someone who hasn't seen them, I'm doing the same thing. I was gonna wait until I watch it and watch all three of them because I did that in January. I'd never seen any of the Bad Boys movies, so I watched the first two, then saw the third one. The third one's way better, but
yeah.
So I was gonna wait, and when I rent the third one, then I'll get the first two as well, and I'll kind of watch them all back to back to back. But I had to look this guy's name up so I get it right. What interested me from the get go with this is the director of the movie is Dean. I believe it's pronounced Parasot
from Galaxy Quest.
From Galaxy Quest, yes, which is a great comedy that's dealing with those sci-fi elements too. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
That and one of the two daughters in the movie. One of them I don't recognize, but I know she was on a Netflix show. But the other one is Samara Weaving from Ready or Not, who I thought was really good in that movie too. So.
Yeah, she's playing Bill's kid.
And I just watched Ready or Not the other week, 2 weeks ago. I really enjoyed that.
I enjoyed that one too.
That movie was when I first saw it advertised, I was like, whatever.
Did you guys recognize the stairwell and the fountain from Billy Madison? It's the same house.
I did.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't notice that.
Recognize sets in other movies.
It's used in a lot of movies. Yeah.
So, Adam, to answer your question, I am 1,000% looking forward to Bill and Ted. The little guy just watched the first two last week during breaks at school.
Yeah.
He loved them. And there is a tournament in Arizona.
Did he love Socrates and Beef Oven?
Yes.
So great.
So great.
Aaron, do you have any idea what that means?
Socrates.
Do I know what Socrates is? Yeah, it's how they pronounce them. I do know what the movie is.
I have no idea what that means. No, that's why I was asking. I have no idea.
Yeah. It's how they pronounce it. I believe it's multiple different historical figures. They
mispronounce it. They mispronounce it phonetically.
No,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, so Socrates is Socrates. What was the other one? Beethoven is
Beef Oven.
Beethoven, yes.
Which
I
is
think I have heard that.
Yeah.
Not from that,
so I'm excited about that. Obviously, movie releases nowadays are kind of a unique experience. I personally am good with the VOD thing, although Bill and Ted's going to be the first $20 thing I rent. I haven't coughed up the cash for a $20 rental yet, but I'm happily doing it for Bill and Ted.
Just to keep up with movies, I have done all of them. Let me tell you, most of them aren't worth it.
Well, Trolls World Tour ended up on Apple TV Plus, so I can watch that for free. I was tempted.
Which one?
Trolls World Tour, because my daughter loves it. Trolls. I almost paid for it, but then it ended up on Apple, so I was like, sweet.
The one that pissed me off was maybe 2 weeks after I rented Scoob. They put it up on HBO, and I'm like, you guys couldn't have. You guys announced
Scoob.
You guys announced all the movies you're taking off, but you couldn't warn me you're putting this on there.
Scoob wasn't bad. Like, I'll be the first to admit.
But it wasn't
We
worth
just watched
20
a lot of
bucks.
bad. We watched a lot of cheap Scooby-Doo movies like that week, and all of those were better than Scoob.
See, I disagree.
Story-wise, there are, but this new one is I don't know. There's like some heart to it, though.
See, my I was gonna say my look at Scoob is anyone who went into it expecting exactly like the old Scooby-Doo cartoons. I get why you're disappointed, but from the get-go, it doesn't even try to be that. It's, and I think for what it is, it's decent. Like one of the things I'll give it credit for, I didn't even realize half the celebrities that were in this movie. I actually think it does do a decent job of not making like Mark Wahlberg I picked out right away, but like it took me a while to remember. Oh yeah, Zac Efron's voicing Fred. Like it doesn't sound like it's Zac, or like Ken Jeong as the dog. Like that's took me a while to get to. And then Tracy Morgan shows up, and you're like, "Oh, that's Tracy Morgan." Yeah.
You know what's really underrated though? Spies in Disguise.
Oh, I love
that one. I thought was really good.
Tom Holland and
Will Smith.
Yeah, it's very.
I was gonna say,
really good if you're fond of pigeons too. You know,
that was one of the
yes.
like digital.
I was gonna say,
if you're fond of pigeons,
as many of us are, you know.
There's our random comment of the night. You're fond of Spies in Disguise if you're fond of.
I appreciate Nikki just giving Spies in Disguise some love. That's nice.
Oh, that was quite random, but
so here's
it was
we've
around the
gone
same
from
time.
Bill and Ted to Spies in Disguise.
Like onward, Spies in Disguise, Scoob. They all kind of came out with like the pandemic digital releases. So
Spies in Disguise was in
Spies in
December.
Disguise came out last year.
It was in the summer.
Yeah,
last year.
It was last year.
I guess I just watched it around that time for the first time. So,
gentlemen, let me ask you this, Nikki. Does Spies in Disguise have Simon Cowell in it?
Yeah.
Adam, you wanted to make a comment. It's probably more important than what Matt just said.
Well, I'm good for. I can probably hang out for another 20 minutes, but I know you guys are probably all bristling over all the DC stuff today.
What's DC?
You must.
Yeah, I got my Superman shirt.
Is that something you're working up towards, or is it something like
we were gonna wait until you brought it up? To be honest, now that you brought it up, you opened the floodgates.
I know all of you are gonna like have thesis statements about it. So if I could just give my brief rundown, and I'll let you guys go hog wild.
Oh wow, hog wild.
Yeah. So I kept tabs on it. I didn't watch it live. I was doing the, after the fact, like watching trailers.
Yeah, me too.
The Suicide Squad teaser, very excited about that. The Batman trailer with Pattinson, I'm impressed so far. The Snyder Cut thing, I think the Hallelujah thing was a deliberate callback to Watchmen. So
yeah,
I was not bothered by it. And you know what? I'll watch it. I have an HBO Max subscription. What do I have to lose? And then the Flash and Black Adam stuff looks very, very compelling as well. So I just think DC is what I like that they're doing is they're kind of writing their own rules and really just kind of going into this new era of films without trying to mimic Marvel anymore and have simultaneous portrayals of the same characters and trust in the intelligence of their audience to differentiate that. I have faith because they're putting more faith in their directors. And I especially want to see the Suicide Squad movie. It won't necessarily redeem the first movie in my eyes because I just don't enjoy the film that much. But I do think and that's fine. But like, I
just love it so much.
I like the characters, and I like to
look awesome.
Be a more cohesive, like coherent.
I didn't know there was a trailer, so I'm very excited right now.
It's a teaser. It's a teaser.
It's very from what I saw. This is the preface I was going to make before we get into the DC stuff. I haven't seen anything from it except for the Wonder Woman trailer. Once we finish.
Wonder Woman looked cool too. Yeah,
I was gonna say once we finish our time with Adam, if you guys were cool, I was gonna check out for a little bit so I could actually watch the stuff because I haven't seen jack shit except that trailer.
I'll disappear. I'll go watch this shit, and I'll come back.
Yes, so I can come back for an
Yeah,
opinion.
basically.
I'll let you guys splooge yourself.
We're gonna
on camera.
rotate
I'll
some
come back
people
after the
out.
cleanup.
Yeah.
And so, but what I was going to say is, from what I understand, the Suicide Squad thing wasn't so much a trailer as it was more like a behind the scenes bit of sizzle reel thing, kind of like what they had for Rogue One a couple years ago.
I was so happy.
Is it kind of like that?
Yeah, it wasn't a trailer as much as it was like a rundown of the cast and who they're playing.
Yeah.
But it was done very effectively. It was fun to watch. And I feel like James Gunn is setting this concept loose the right way, and hopefully
Harley looks good.
Hopefully, Warner
Weasel
Brothers
looks awesome.
stepped off and let him do his thing.
So I was going to say, do we want to hop full head into this? Do we want to go?
I mean, I guess we can get started on it.
Okay, so I was going to say, I'll just because it's the only thing I've seen, I'll talk about Wonder Woman first. Before I do that, I saw this comment earlier I wanted to call out, so I want to say it. Chris is absolutely right. That was the only movie I've rented for $20 that was worth it.
I still haven't seen it yet.
It's really good. I would say it's really good.
And with this one, Chris is not allowed on the show tonight.
But the only thing I've seen is Wonder Woman. Here's what I will say. I think the trailer itself is fine. The movie looks good. Me personally, I'm someone that really, really liked the first Wonder Woman, but I wasn't over the moon with it. One of the things I remember was I got into one of the silliest arguments ever with one of my coworkers because he tried saying Wonder Woman was the best movie ever made and it deserved Best Picture, and I laughed and said, "No, it doesn't. Have you watched an Oscar movie?" But I do think it was a really, really good movie. Just not on that level necessarily. But watching this trailer, what I will say is it was a good trailer that personally for me doesn't make me more excited for the movie because it's the same information that we had learned from the first trailer just presented with new shots. Like, we know we didn't learn anything new in this trailer that we didn't already get from the first trailer. We know Maxwell Lord is doing some mysterious shit. We know that he's probably part of the reason why Pine comes back with the wish thing. We know he's part of the reason, explicitly now it's said, we know he's part of the reason why what's her name? Kristen Wiig turns into Cheetah. And it was just basically showing more of just those same characters, just with some different shots that we haven't seen before, a couple of different gags with Pine not understanding the 80s. So the trailer was good. It's certainly not a bad trailer, but at least for me personally, it didn't bring anything new to the table enough to make me any more excited or anticipating than I already was. One of the things I was wondering, though, for anyone who may have seen the actual panel itself, did they comment on the release date? Are they sticking to October, or have they debated moving?
Nope. Actually, they didn't even mention it.
Okay.
So they don't know yet.
I actually did watch the panel. The kid watched basically all day.
Will they have it? Is it available for replay?
No, what they're going to do is they're going to play it 3 times. Basically, they're going to run through they did the run. And then it's at just go to dcfandom.com and it's literally right there.
I'm sure somebody pulled it and put it on YouTube, but
I'm sure they did. But they did all the panels and then they start over at the beginning again. Then they run through the panels and then they start over for the 3rd time.
Because I gotta say that Suicide Squad footage was that was incredible.
I like the fact, and in that I guess. We'll start at Wonder Woman. I agree with Aaron completely. It was a good trailer for what it was. I hope that they kind of do a little bit more digitally with Cheetah. It's still a little early. Maybe they're finishing up. Kind of
She
like
reminded me of Chitara from Thundercats.
Exactly.
I was just about to say the same thing.
I agree 100%.
I love Thundercats, dude.
Hell yeah. Chitara was hot.
I think they still deserve a live action film, but
Adam, you're welcome here anytime. You just took those words out of my mouth.
Dude, I got the complete DVD sets of He-Man and Thundercats. I got this beautiful crossover comic right here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's a good series, that's a good trade. It's worth reading.
Adam, to quote Step Brothers, did we just become best friends?
Look, I think you got some really solid source material. You could improve upon it. I think that the reboots of Masters of the Universe, the cartoon, and the Thundercats reboot on Cartoon Network, I think they were both like proof that you could improve those premises and adapt them for a modern age. So I'm hopeful that they'll see the light of day on celluloid. Look, I don't have much more time, but I do want to say with Wonder Woman, I'm really excited to see Kristen Wiig continue to buck the tradition of being a comedian all the time. I think she's a very talented actor, and I'm hopeful that she's going to show some range in this movie. I also think that the ambiguity of the trailer was them just being a little too paranoid about giving away too much about the plot. Like, I appreciate that, but I also think you can't be too scared. Like, I want to know, like, as far as I can tell, this just looks like an Agent Whiskey spinoff from Kingsman 2. I don't know what's going on. You got Pedro Pascal like playing the politician role, right, or something
along those lines.
Yeah. But I do have faith in Patty Jenkins. I like the first movie quite a bit. I agree it didn't deserve Best Picture, but I also understand why at the time people were kind of losing it over it, because it was a big deal for Wonder Woman to not only be good, but to be the first DC movie in a while that like people could agree upon. So that was a nice moment.
And I would also say, like, in a world where as a general society, people are taking steps to try and bring equality to all different types of groups, not that superhero films should be the justification of it, but considering the biggest female-led superhero films we'd had before were amazing hits like Supergirl, Catwoman, and Elektra, it was like there was finally one film you could point to and be like, that's a great film. And now it could potentially inspire more. Captain Marvel didn't hit the mark for everyone, but I wouldn't say it was terrible. Now we have the Wonder Woman sequel, Black Widow. Captain Marvel 2 will get another shot with the new director. So
yeah,
I think Captain Marvel 2 stands to be like, they have a lot of potential with a sequel, because the first movie is good enough that a sequel could be lights out. I really do.
Right.
You're finding Brie Larson's flow with the character, and I feel like Endgame, you saw a little bit more of that.
You've seen her a lot in car commercials.
What's that?
You've seen her a lot in car commercials.
true.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're looking at her demo reel, you're not wrong. I think there was a lot of good stuff. I know you guys are going to cover it top to bottom, but before I go, did you guys have any other questions for me or anything you wanted to cover?
What do you use for shampoo?
I think he's a head and shoulders kind of guy.
Now, I don't know if this counts as giving away secrets of the game, but it's Fructis.
Nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I get that.
It smells good, and
no, it really does. It smells great.
It does the trick.
I have long hair, so that's why I asked.
Yeah, I use the long and strong. That's the way.
Long and mane.
I'm an aging gentleman, so got to maintain the strength of the hair while I've got it.
Maintain emphasis on main.
That's what she said. Adam, long and strong. All right.
Yeah.
Adam, after your next match, you will absolutely have to come back and chat with us again, because you absolutely flow with us here. Thank you for when I reached out going, absolutely, let's do this, like you did last time. So from everybody here, thank you for joining us. Keep doing what you're doing, because obviously it seems to be working.
Yeah, guys, just keep your eyes out. That match with Roca is going to happen eventually. He's had his hands full recently, but we're going to get it done. And I think everyone's going to be very entertained. Just watch.
Awesome.
It'll be a match. It's going to be a match. All right, guys, take care.
Thank you, Adam.
have a great night, man.
See ya.
Okay, so
All right, hold on. So
I really have.
We need to go through I got to pull up the chat real quick. There's been a bunch of shit that's been asked.
Okay,
I told him to wait until Adam left, and literally 2 seconds later.
I mean, jeez. I'm gonna do the same thing as Aaron though, and because I haven't been keeping up with this enough today, so I'm going to step away. And
you guys have fun, wet yourself, clean up afterwards, and we'll be back.
Right.
Well, when you guys get done, please jump back in. We can.
I'm not gonna leave the call. I'll just jump out and mute my mic so nothing comes through.
That's fine.
Cool.
Just like I said, when you're done, jump back in because
Yeah.
there's not a whole lot that really dropped today. Something Adam did bring up.
There's a lot over the weekend, though. There's a lot since our last stream.
Well, okay, let's put it like this. I like the fact that DC has openly admitted that everything coming out is in the DC world. Just like the patents in Batman, the Suicide Squad,
Multiverse.
everything. It's all a part of the multiverse, including TV stuff.
Including Arrowverse. Yeah, they've already set it up. They already had Ezra Miller on Crisis. Like, they did that back in October. That's old news. What is incredible is that Batman trailer. Oh my fucking God. When he takes the helmet off and he's just sitting there with the eyeliner just dripping down. It's incredible.
Bye.
Bye. You haven't seen it? Are you kidding me?
I didn't get to watch the Pattinson one yet.
All right, well, get
Do a
off
reaction.
and watch it. God.
Do a fucking reaction.
Go do it. Me and Matt are.
We're gonna
do it
react,
right now. I'll put
everybody,
it up.
to
No,
the
I
Batman
can pull this
trailer.
up.
Yeah, can we just like do it? Ain't gonna fuck things up. We're not monetized.
Bernie isn't necessary, so he's gone.
Say, I already had YouTube popped up.
Don't do it. Do it my way, because this way it'll run smoother.
Mine doesn't lag though.
It does lag. It doesn't
It's
lag
never
for
lagged.
you. It lags for us.
I don't know. I've watched
I
it
didn't
from
think the
YouTube to make sure
competition
that it never
involving
lagged.
dicks would be over whose connection's better to stream a video.
Well, then do it. Do it.
I'm doing it right now.
You're gonna watch the.
Too slow.
I'm waiting for the soccer ad to go away.
I already have
do,
it.
do you want me to sit here
I
and
have
with
it
you
right
and
now.
do it before I leave?
We're gonna
Since I'm
watch
still here.
Aaron. We're gonna watch the Pattinson video.
Yeah, I hadn't had my headphones off yet.
I haven't seen it yet. I didn't get to watch it yet. So
Sure, I'll just react when I come back. I'm not good during live reactions. You guys are.
Maddie, let me do it. Let me do it.
I'm just throwing everybody else out so I can do my thing.
I have it.
I had it first. Add Bernie. Yeah.
Now it's echoing. You gotta mute your end. I mean, I could pull it up still. I have it ready.
Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
Oh.
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why's he writing to you? If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
Whoa! This guy's crazy.
Oh. You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
Oh!
He takes the mask off and the guy liner's still there. They don't do that in anything. Every time that they take a mask off, they'll do like a cut and then they'll show like the guy liner's gone because it looks lame. But no, they're realistic. The guy liner's there and it's awesome.
Oh!
I can't wait. I cannot
it's
wait
you.
for it to share.
Did you see the Suicide Squad stuff?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only thing I
That was so fucking cool.
And by the way, Chris, I do want to say this. The fact Henry Cavill was at DC fandom confirms he will at least be back as Superman.
Of course he'll be back as Superman.
Not being a Man of Steel 2.
Did you see that Justice League trailer?
Black suit Superman, bitch.
Oh, I couldn't tell which one was Batman and which one was Superman. It was
really
incredible.
Not that hard.
The reason why I wanted to pull it up so we can have our faces in, and I could clip it out and make it a video.
I see what you're saying.
Can we talk about?
Plus, mine doesn't lag.
much-
Like
how
on
much-
YouTube, it doesn't lag.
Right.
When
It's
I watch
fine.
the
No,
games.
it wasn't about that. It's about more about
Let's
like
do it
what.
again. Let's watch it
Doesn't
again.
matter. Let's do it again. Do it again.
That takes away Matt's excitement. Like he made a
No,
face.
now we know it's coming. We're still excited. Our erection is up.
No, it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
do
I
it
don't need
again.
copyright. I don't want to
Matt?
get copyright striked.
You've
We're
already
playing
got
it.
it. Michael Giacchino is suing us.
No, I don't need it.
It's already
Okay.
there. If you don't do it, I'll do it.
I'm not doing it.
Okay, don't do it.
I wonder if I
It's
can-
not about measuring dicks. It's about
The
efficiency.
content of your character.
Matt's like, I'm gone. Matt, are you leaving? This is fun. He just left the entire show.
I really wasn't trying to be an asshole.
Just over $32,000. Exactly how much money I made last month. If you're wondering whether I built an e-com store or a social media agency
Type of
or any
other
type
business?
of other business,
The answer is
the
no.
answer is no.
I've never had to build products or deal with suppliers or market my services or do any other kind of business building whatsoever. Yet I still earn this much money every single month just working around.
I have to assume that's Colin Farrell.
Yes, the famous singer Colin Farrell, because he's happy. I feel bad. I wasn't trying to upset Matt. I was just trying to get it up. I was so excited. And there's a soundbite. I was just trying to get it up. I was so excited.
Haven't a clue.
Lies!
Let's play a game. Just me and you.
That's what she said.
Mean anything to you?
Ooh, the rhyming. Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Oh, Batman. Oh.
I love that. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's just so cool.
I don't give a fuck, man.
Batman with a bowl cut.
How's it look to you?
Catwoman.
You are justice. Please do not lie. What is your price for your
Look at him go. Oh, it just looks so cool.
The hell are you supposed to be?
You know what that means?
He's wet.
There's somewhere out there.
Look how wet he is.
I'm vengeance.
Batmobile. And this is Michael Giacchino's score.
I know.
I love when he takes the bath. He still has the guy liner on. That does it. Yeah.
I knew it was Nirvana.
Yeah. Oh, dude. That is so fucking awesome.
In the chat, let us know what you thought.
Ah.
Absolutely. Let us know what you thought. Let's get rid of that. We don't care.
This is my first time.
I wasn't trying to offend Matt at all. They've like upped their game as far as their screen sharing thing goes. Ever since they went to 10 like screens per stream, it's gotten a lot better. So Matt, you were right about that. I was just trying to do as efficiently as possible. I'm just so excited for
I don't give a fuck. Okay. There is so much in that trailer to break down. Like, there's so much.
Oh my god!
Who had the voice at the end? Of my question, like who,
It was
like,
that was Andy Serkis. Yeah. Or no, at the end that was Nigma or Nash did.
Paul Dano. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Yes. And I'm curious about him because I really like him. I think he'll do really good. Oh my god. All right, so let's Nikki.
Yeah.
Pull up the trailer of this whole thing.
Okay, yeah. So I have a theory about this. The aspect ratio that this trailer tells me that there's somebody else standing next to Aquaman and they just cropped him out.
Like I said, we need to see
in the next shot they show both sides of it. It's
My-
not
The Batman and then the Suicide Squad video game trailer, my two favorite trailers from DC fandom.
No, the Suicide Squad trailer did not. The Suicide Squad game trailer had no touch on Gotham Knights. Sorry, you failed. You are gone. Leave my stream. Leave my stream. I have literally, and I want to premise this. There were a couple of panels about dark-skinned people in these, and it really meant a lot to me personally because of my son.
Yeah, but look at that. Look at that throbbing nerd bone. And it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care.
Wait. Pause, go back to just before.
Watch it through once and then we'll pause.
Fine. I love that.
The Baffled King composed the Baffled Kane, Aquaman, Kane. Yeah. See, here's the thing that I want to emphasize. We've seen all of this already in another trailer, except for that. Oh!
This right here.
He's saving Iris. Yeah, there's Iris.
That's Iris.
Yeah. Fine.
I did my best.
Oh, he's just digging Superman out of the ground.
So I tried to touch.
Yeah. The Trident.
Didn't come.
It's a quintet.
Fuck you. Amber Heard. Oh, Darkseid. Steppenwolf looks fucking amazing. God. This is my only problem with the trailer right here. This is my one problem with the trailer. Why are they showing Silas Stone die?
Look how dope he looks.
He's so awesome. Oh, the truck. Batmobile. Oh, Superman just punches the fuck out of him. I think that's Flash traveling through time. I think he's time traveling. That's the only reason why I think they show us Silas Stone dying is because I think Barry instantly reverses it. Oh. Yeah, see? They don't show anybody next to Aquaman in that shot. Yep, black suit. Ugh.
This guy's
yes.
probably fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other
And
planet.
here's the thing, that sounds like Barry Allen. That doesn't sound like that dumbass that was in the Whedon cut. That sounds like Barry.
Fought us. Got us united.
No.
That sounds like Batman.
Yes.
It sounds like Batman.
All right, guys, I'm gonna go wipe myself off.
I'm a little wet myself.
I'll stay silent.
Anybody else? Tish, please. If you need tissues, I'm sorry. Now hold on, Nikki.
We're rolling it again. Don't worry.
We're off the air. Somebody check YouTube.
We're not off the air. It says we're
Why?
still.
Because Malcolm just sent me a message. It says that our stream has been suspended for policy violation.
Policy. We probably the copyright for the music. It's always what it does.
Yeah.
We can edit it out later, I guess. Or we could end the stream and then talk about it in another one. We could always do the part 2. We've done it before.
Aren't we on Twitch still?
We're on Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch, it's still broadcasting. YouTube, it's not.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're on Twitch.
Guys, if you can see this, audience, hello.
Hello.
Maybe he's being facetious because we played the music.
Yeah, we're still on Twitch.
Yeah, it says stream unavailable. So why don't we stop this stream and then come back with a part 2, I guess. It still allows us to view the video, so we can pull it down and like crop out that video of Adam. I guess we should have thought of that in hindsight, but
Right.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, we're still.
Yeah, we knew what we were getting into.
No,
it's
and Nikki, no, you didn't.
Oh, okay.
offend me.
So it cut us out, and then once we stopped the music, it brought us back.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. So we're back on.
Yeah.
It just cut out the part with the music. So here's what I'm gonna do.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Okay.
mute the tab so that we can just look at the awesome footage.
Sorry about that, guys. Most of the time we don't do live reactions, and so they, now we know better.
No, Snyder knew I was gonna trash this movie, so that's why he's like, "No, we're gonna cut it now."
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna mute and kind of go through this. Personally, Dark Side right there, that is so freaking awesome. That is the
animated character.
Oh.
See right there, it says Justice League right there. So that's the future vision from Batman vs Superman that Bruce had. Barry is going to go to that point again, is what I think from that. We see there the arrow that Wonder Woman sees, where that Hippolyta shoots it out and lights the flame and all that. This is stuff of Aquaman. We've already seen a lot of this footage. That's what I want to like emphasize. But it's just the way that it's put together. I mean, come on.
That is like, yeah. And, okay, the look on Wonder Woman's face right there, where she's just with the little girl, is awesome. All right, where do I want you to pause? Right there.
That's my first pause. Holy shit. It's Superman.
I have to wonder
back from the fucking dead.
I have to wonder if this is the first place he goes. Like after he comes back,
Because that's where they revive him. They still revive him in the Fortress of Solitude.
No. We don't. I don't think that
because there was a shot of him above the ship that didn't have the mustache CGI, so that means that Zack Snyder shot it.
So I have to wonder something. Do you think we're going, instead of him going straight to the farm, he's going to?
We're gone again.
I think the farm's the end.
Snyder heard me say that Darkseid looked like a video game character, and he was like, "Nope, gone again."
Nikki, you're gonna have to stop.
Come back. Maybe we just need to have it small.
Like we can't watch the Justice League trailer at all.
Stupid YouTube.
Like we can't watch it at all.
We can pull up still images.
Snyder mistakes.
I don't think that it was just the music.
Yeah, we can pull up still images, I guess.
Snyder thought that I was Mendelsohn. It was like, nope, he doesn't deserve to see it.
All right, I'll pull up still images. That way we can at least talk about the images. Do me a favor, tap in Bernie when you see an image that you like.
Like fantasy, you're gonna love this.
Nope, that's advertising.
You will. We're back. We're back.
Yes, we are.
Sorry, guys. We
Andy's dead.
Wait.
All right. So Zack Snyder has killed Matt because they were trying to do the video.
Here, I'll get you back on top, Matt.
Oh yeah, put me on top. You love it there. So that's Barry Allen saving.
Hold on. I'm gonna get Matt back on top.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes,
so I'm gonna remove me and you.
Anyway.
Haha, I'm on top.
There's Chris.
It's a joke.
Now I'm on top.
All right. So
yes,
I was Bernie Sanders, everybody. If you didn't get that before, sorry, Bernie. This is cooler. So We got Barry saving Iris there. I mean, that was shown in a deleted scene. I think they may have recasted the actress since then. There was a point where they recasted the actress that played Iris.
Yeah.
Which I don't really care.
She is a
She
good
looks good.
actress.
I mean, she looks like the modern day like Iris West. I mean, somewhat like Candace Patton. I mean, she's like multiracial Iris West. It's not the comic book redhead Iris West. I'm okay with that. Iris West. It's hard to say, everybody.
I don't really care. Whatever.
This is cool. Like right there, the scene with Barry and Cyborg digging up Superman in the Whedon cut was absolutely awful. This is just Cyborg digging up Superman with his bare hands. I think this is after they find that first mother box, like where they're in the sewers of Gotham, and he goes and he flies away. I think he flies away. I think he goes right to Superman's grave and he just starts digging.
And we're down again.
Really?
Just kidding.
How is that possible?
Just kidding.
Still images.
Just kidding. We're still on.
Are you kidding me? Okay, get him off here. Get beer out of here.
All right.
Goodbye, beer.
No, I'm kidding. I love you, man.
Goodbye, beer.
Hooray, beer. All right, so, but yeah, this just Cyborg digging up Superman with his bare hands. Is that what that is? Or is he digging up the mother box?
What if it's him?
He's digging up his own body?
His own grave to see
What if it's like the part of his body that isn't that side of his face?
Well, we don't know. Maybe it's his own grave.
So this is something we've seen already. And I will say spoiler alert about like the Cyborg storyline, because there is a spoiler in this trailer that I really don't like. But again, you have a theory on that we kind of linked up just telepathically in the same second when it comes to Silas Stone, that he's time traveling. Like we see Silas Stone die and then he reverses it.
Yeah, and do you think it's possible that Barry's already time traveling?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, because in the trailer, if you look closely, he's reaching out and grabbing Cyborg. Do you think it's because Barry is moving so fast he's going to yank him back as he's traveling through time?
I really do. It says we're gone again, apparently.
We're not.
Come on, guys. We're trying to promote your movie.
See,
this is the thing. These copyright things, after DC reviews them, they'll keep it back up because we are just we are stroking that.
Snyder
ego.
doesn't think I deserve to see a frame of his movie.
Shark.
Okay, so I'm going to minimize it even more.
We were never down.
We're seeing Aquaman get his armor there, and
Bruce was screwing with you.
He was screwing with me.
Yes,
Shark,
I checked when he said that.
You're not
and
Bruce
we
Wayne,
were still on.
so get the fuck out of here.
No, if Shark keeps that shit up, we're going to kick his ass out. We're going to put him in timeout.
Okay, so right there, this looks like the scene where we didn't see in the Whedon cut. Aquaman is getting his armor. He says, "I'm going to need something from you," and then Amber Heard gives him his armor. The way that Underwater was shot in Justice League, a lot of people theorized that was because of the Whedon thing and reshoots. It seemed like from this trailer that underwater bubble thing, that's what we get. That's a Zack Snyder vision. That wasn't a Whedon thing, so you can't blame Whedon for that.
I wish Johnny Depp played Aquaman in the movie because this would be really awkward.
I wish you didn't bring that up.
That would have been really awkward, but it would have been fine.
So here's what's awkward. Steppenwolf looks fucking awesome.
Here's your trident, and here's your fingers back.
He may be one of the coolest looking villains ever.
He looks he looks like what's his face from Avengers: Infinity War.
Remy Ma.
The guy.
Proximus.
Yeah, Ebony Ma, yeah. Proxima Midnight, Ebony Ma, one of those fuckers. Call Obsidian.
Like Ebony Ma right there. But a little upset.
And then the other one.
He just
There you go.
You don't like time? You're gonna
actually reminds me of TJ Miller's character in Ready Player One.
Oh,
yeah.
Probably somebody.
It's all crossover. He
Wow.
looks like he's just spewing. No, never mind.
So this upsets me. But again though, I think it's a misdirect.
Dr. Manhattan?
It looks very Dr. Manhattan-y. Yeah, that was the first thing.
It's okay. Nikki, did you actually watch the panel?
No.
Zach, actually, somebody asked Zach who his favorite, and it was asked to him by Batflick. I want to put that out there. Ben was actually there and part of this panel. He asked him who his favorite superhero is, and he openly admits that it's Dr. Manhattan. So that can't be.
Obviously. I mean, you don't give a guy a dong that big unless you really respect him.
That's why he casted Batman.
You
or Ben Affleck to play Batman.
I'm just looking to see if we're
cast the guy who played Dr. Manhattan and Barry fought in it in Justice League. Well,
hey, Nikki, don't forget like.
I will hit like while I'm there. Everybody, in case you're wondering, this is how you watch our video. Pull me up to full screen, Matty, just so they can see it.
So we get booted again?
Booted by ourselves. I boot myself every night. And here we are. That's us.
No.
That's me. And that's us, if we rewind.
Nikki,
so here's what happened. They flagged us, and then they took the flag away. After reviewing the play, the ruling of the field is overruled.
Oh, no, they just completely said no.
They did. They love us.
I get copyright claims all the time.
Yeah, and then it went away because I think
we've
DC
never been
is
taken down
actively,
though. That's
but
the
I
thing.
think DC is actively saying, don't flag these videos if they're there, because for as far as Justice League, the Snyder Cut, all they really have right now is word of mouth for that. But they can advertise it all they want. It's HBO Max exclusive. But the more people talk about it, the more I think this could actually get a theatrical run if theaters are even a thing by the time this comes out. But if it's an HBO Max exclusive, word of mouth is all they really have to rely on, because Stranger Things, they didn't get popular from their marketing. They got popular from word of mouth.
Nikki, can I say something openly? No, I wholeheartedly love
I'm very handsome. I know.
You are so fucking full of shit. Snyder Cut, unfortunately, will never get a theatrical run because it is fucking 4 hours long.
Never? They said 4 hours.
Yes.
Oh.
But
1 hour for 4 points.
Yes. What?
My turn.
It's going to get a theatrical release someday.
Someday. Time out. It is going to
better
be broken up over 4 1-hour parts, just like the cut of
So if that's the case, I may just wait 4 weeks and watch it all together.
That's my worst nightmare. Getting the 4 hour Snyder Cut. I thought it'd been 3 at most.
No. Why was this a nightmare? This is a wet dream. This is not a nightmare.
I was going to watch it.
Despite
my disinterest, but now
to
I
comment on Malcolm,
I'm gonna make.
I will buy that without a shadow of a doubt.
I will shut this stream down every week. I will have my video run the Snyder Cut instead of me and Devin every week, so that you will be forced to watch it. I will Clockwork Orange this shit. You're watching this, whether you like it or not.
I'd like to.
I will turn this car around. Don't make me.
I was
4
thinking,
hours. I can't do 4 hours. I just can't.
Well, I was thinking
it's 4 1-hour segments. You can do it.
I was thinking
if you put your back into it.
Nikki, I was thinking for your channel or this channel or whatever, doing the 4 watch-alongs.
I'm gonna. I mean, they're gonna have to come up with a whole new category on Pornhub for this. I am so excited right now.
Right there.
Devin is so disgusted with what I just said. It's a metaphor. God. Can we talk about how cool Superman looks in black?
Film.
But
how is that a
That's the
shitty
title.
film?
And I said it.
I don't know. Like I said, if it was 2 to 3 hours, okay, I guess I can
have an open mind. Why do you hate? So here's what you need to do.
I have no desire.
Justice League never came out. The movie Justice League with Joss Whedon. No.
Yes, it did. It was fun. It wasn't good, but it was fun.
You liked that movie.
It's not good, but it's fun.
No, it's not. Okay,
It's like
so I
Rise of
want you to
Skywalker.
play pretend. Remember when you were a child? I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Remember when you were a child and you would make believe that things... Let me talk. All right? You're taking a deep breath and you're going to listen. You're a child. Your imagination is reality.
I am not a child.
So whenever 2017, 2018, whenever the fuck Justice League came out, it didn't happen. We're going to pretend that the coronavirus happened that year instead. So Snyder's the director. So we're going to pretend coronavirus happened then, and they had all the time in the world to finish this movie, because this movie is the movie that should have come out. It's not the movie that came out because a tragedy happened, and then a big corporate asshole took advantage of that tragedy so that he could streamline that project so that he could get a Christmas bonus. So we're going to pretend that none of that evil stuff didn't happen, and just pretend that a world that Joss Whedon didn't have to disgrace himself by directing the remainder of those Justice League scenes. We're getting a sequel to Batman versus Superman. If you didn't like Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, I'm sorry. But if you did like those movies, we're finally getting a proper sequel to those two movies. I, for one, am excited about it, and I would ask you to enter it with an open mind. If you're not sold yet, if you're not sold, do me a favor. I think this is a fair compromise. We're a family on After Dark here. Families make compromises all the time. All I am asking you to do is watch the first episode. The first 1 hour. That's all I'm asking you to do.
Don't let Matt.
The only way.
What do you guys think? Do you think that's a fair compromise?
The only way I would do that is if we can do a watch along.
Sold.
Of Justice League. The Joss Whedon Justice League.
I will do that with you tomorrow.
Because he's never seen it. We got to get Subrath and those other DC guys that he wanted to get on the show.
I openly do that as long as you can tolerate me talking through a lot of it.
That's fine.
Okay. So
I'll go get my DVD copy of it
compromise.
right now.
If he doesn't watch the first hour, and that's why I'm asking you to watch the first hour. Once you watch the first hour, you have to watch the first hour, and then once you watch the first hour, my hopeful. That's what this means. Hope. My hope is that you will want to watch the rest of it after you watch that first hour.
I think the reason why I enjoyed Justice League, despite that movie not being good, because I enjoy bad movies. I love The Room. It's a terrible, terrible movie, but it's a lot of fun to watch.
I enjoy bad movies. I'd rather watch Batman and Robin than watch Justice League.
Well, I mean, if you're a fan of the 60s show, then sure. I mean, that's
Batman and Robin at least
homage to the 60s. But the reason why I enjoy Justice League,
you son of a bitch.
It is. It absolutely is.
Homage.
It absolutely is, and I can hear an echo, but that's okay. The reason why I think I enjoyed Justice League at all, even though it's not a good movie, is because it was different than Batman versus Superman, which I did not like, and different than Man of Steel, which I thought was okay. I thought Man of Steel was okay.
I understand now.
Like,
you're gonna watch it anyway because it's a requirement to be on this show. Damn it!
I just don't. I don't enjoy Snyder as a director when it comes to his.
You don't have to enjoy your broccoli. You just have to eat it.
When it comes to his storytelling, visuals, he does great with.
Okay, I understand that.
But the actual storytelling itself, like when it comes to the script and just what you see on screen, I guess the actual direction, I don't like. Don't like.
Do you think it'll at least be better than what we got?
Do I think this will be better?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't. Okay. Because I don't like any of his movies outside of Man of Steel, which is
okay. Are you willing to go into this with an open mind, with a clean slate, not taking any of that back? I know it's hard. But
it's tough.
He's never directed a miniseries before, and this is a miniseries.
It's a movie that's just so long.
But it's a miniseries.
It's like Kill Bill 1 and 2. Tarantino 1 and 1 and ended up being 2.
Here's what I'm grateful for of that catastrophe that was Joss Whedon's Justice League.
Fantastic.
Which I don't even think it's fair to put his name on it.
Wonderful.
Is that we're getting everything that he would have, they never would have had a 4-hour movie. They would have split it into 2 parts, like at most, and at least they would have cut it down to at least 3 hours. So what the good part about that happening is that we get the full uncut version of it now. So you've never seen a full uncut version of one of Zack Snyder's films. Even Watchmen didn't have a full uncut version of it. They had to like use animatics and stuff to like complete his vision. And it wasn't even a complete vision. It was more just a movie and then a prequel inside a movie. But just go in with an open mind.
I give you a Batman v Superman Ultimate Cut.
See, here's the thing with that.
Which still wasn't good.
I think that changes the perspective of one thing in the movie. One plot point in the movie is that in the theatrical cut, it's okay, Superman is killing people. He is taking the law into his own hands. Should we let him? In the ultimate cut, it completely changes that. That's the only thing it changes, and it changes it to, okay, Superman was framed for murder by Lex Luthor. For me personally, I kind of liked the philosophical question of, if God is truly among us, does he have the right to take justice into his own hands? I like that philosophical question. In the Snyder cut of that, in the ultimate cut of that, that philosophical question is gone, and it's just Superman's been framed for murder, and he's tricked into fighting the Batman.
I think my big problem with the Snyderverse, we'll call it that, because now it's different now with Shazam, which I enjoy Shazam.
I think it's even different than 1984.
Even Birds of Prey. But and yeah, Wonder Woman too, even though he's somewhat involved as like a producer. My problem is I felt like with BVS and with Justice League just being attached, even with Snyder's cut, because it's, Superman comes back from the dead, they just shove so much into that movie. There's so much story that it honestly, if you were going to kill Superman and bring him back, it should have been later on. Because the emotional impact, I just didn't feel an emotional impact when it came to Superman getting killed, because it was one movie.
What I'll say about that is Snyder didn't know how many movies that they were going to give him. Like what we have, what actually happened is evident of that. They took the movie away from him, the first excuse that they had to do so. So Snyder was squeezing in everything he could to begin with. But I hear what you're saying. Like, if you don't like his vision, like if you don't like Man of Steel, I get why you wouldn't be excited for this.
I mean, I thought Man of Steel was fine. I didn't think it was great. I came out really enjoying it at first, and then as I watched it more, I started to dislike it, and then I kind of landed in it's okay.
It's not as rewatchable as Marvel movies.
No, it's not.
That's what I'll say about it.
I mean, even if you're gonna shove all that into BVS, I don't think you not even one movie of acknowledging Superman is dead is enough. It should have felt like he was truly dead, because you watch the movie and then
supposed to do that in Suicide Squad. Like in the air cut of Suicide Squad, I think there was going to be more of that.
Right, but I'm including Suicide Squad because that's like the one, and then you have Superman back. I felt like if you were going to kill Superman, do like a Justice League movie.
Like Iron Man's going to be dead for a while.
But hold on, but where sorry, by the way, hi guys, I'm back. Where in Suicide Squad would they have fit a scene showing the clear loss and mourning of Superman?
So,
I failed to see.
Waller's whole agenda was about Superman's dead. What are we going to do now? Like, it shows her like passing shirts like in the movie. And that was during like the soundtrack cut of the movie. Before there was a soundtrack cut of the movie, I'm pretty sure what was going to happen is Waller was like walking through the world and seeing it without Superman and realizing we got to do something.
This exists, or this is your guesstimate?
No, that's my guess, just based on like the way that the soundtrack in that movie worked. They were trying to, and I like Suicide Squad, the version that we got, but it's clearly a different type of movie because, and you can see that because even before the title card shows up, they've played 3 different songs, like in the soundtrack. So what I'll say to that is that Air's cut, based on that first trailer that we saw, it didn't seem like it was going to be a dance party like greatest hits movie where it's all soundtrack.
And you're absolutely correct, because that movie had 3 major trailers.
Yeah.
One was the Jokes on You, or whatever the song is called, and it was a super dark trailer. Then
Super dark.
the second one was, I believe, was the Bohemian Rhapsody trailer,
The Bo-Rap one, yeah.
which was this weird mix of oddly dark moments mixed with this real bright pop color action. And then I forget the song that was in the third. Oh no, the third trailer was Blitzkrieg Bop, which was this total Apple action boom, 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 boom trailer. And it's like, okay, you have 3 different trailers with like 3 totally different tones. What the fuck is this movie?
They were being reactionary back then. So, like, watching that scene, like, if you watch that scene, like, where she's walking by the T-shirts and, like, they're showing, like, the planes at Superman's funeral, if you, like, just put that on mute and you watch that, like, right after Batman versus Superman, it seems more of Waller reacting to the world that Superman is dead.
Plus, she openly said and she openly says now that Superman is dead. What are we
and I'm not even saying that it's different than what we got. I think it's just more extended than what we got, more dramatic than what we got.
That's fair. I guess I don't like that movie enough to think about it or care.
And I know I trash on the Snyder Cut a lot. You know, I did it tonight. But I'll tell you one thing. I will watch that 100,000 times more than Suicide Squad or any cut that comes after. I could not stand Suicide Squad.
Malcolm asked me before if like this was going to be like Snyder's first uncut, like gem untouched film. I think, essentially, because after they don't have anything to lose now by giving him his complete creative control. That's what the people that want this movie essentially want to see.
Yeah.
So I'll let you talk, Matt. Sorry, I'm just very excited about this.
No, I don't have any excitement for Snyder Cut. I'm happy for the people that are looking forward to it.
Right.
But like to me, because everybody's like, oh, they treated Snyder terrible, which they did with the whole firing thing. But like before, like let's say they went in and took creative control with it, people seem like they would overreact to that when there's been so many directors and studios where that happened. Kevin Feige is the king of studio interference. Like he runs. It's like if you don't agree with me at all, then you're out. You know, because how many directors has he lost because of creative differences? Yeah. Like I'm waiting for the Edgar Wright cut of Ant-Man.
I think that sometimes that doesn't exist. They said that about the Snyder Cut, I know, but that doesn't exist. They never actually got to the
I know.
shooting stage. They shot some like test footage. But like what I agree with you when it comes to Feige, because I think the biggest disservice that Feige has done to the MCU is not allowing some of the great stuff that they've done on TV. There's some great characters on TV, and it's okay not to include them in your big Avengers movie, but Feige's straight out said that's not involved with what we're doing and like completely alienated fans of those shows. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just wrapped up, and I think that Feige has actually not only like not supported it, he's tried to torpedo that show, because what happened was they started doing development.
Which show?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They started doing 2 different spin-offs of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. One was going to be a Mockingbird spin-off called Marvel's Most Wanted. The other one was going to be a Ghost Rider spin-off, and they got approval to do both of those. So what the show did was they wrote those characters off so that they could start their own spin-off. And then the second they got into development of the spin-off, Feige said, nope, torpedo. We might do something with that later in the movies. Ghost Rider, same thing. He rammed that into the ground.
Okay,
it's not really good job, especially with those 2 characters.
Ghost Rider probably was Feige's doing. Was Marvel's Most Wanted Feige's doing? Because I think it was still Perlmutter at that point.
Yeah.
Perlmutter was running TV, but it was more that they didn't. It was a character thing.
Right.
Where they weren't going to allow them to use certain characters on the TV.
And there's a reason why the characters from the shows never were put into movies. It's because of Kevin Feige and Perlmutter's hatred towards each other.
And a lot of them don't fit. Like Jessica Jones being in Endgame, that wouldn't have made sense.
No, it wouldn't
H being in Endgame, like a superhero that's on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that would have made sense. She has like earth-shattering power. But her power level is incredible.
To me, and this is now fair credit, I haven't seen I would say 99% of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Not a lot of people have.
I've seen like the first 2 episodes, and I've seen odd clips here or there, but
a lot of it's good.
To me, honestly, what turned me off of it in the first place was the fact that they brought Coulson back. Because to me, now I'm someone who's openly talked about the fact that I don't think the first Avengers film is as good as the later ones. But what I will say is one of the things that I love about that first Avengers film is when they kill Coulson. Because to me, I like that they took a character that was wholly original to the films. He was not a comics character beforehand. He was wholly original, and they built him up in a way where not only did, he become an inspiration for the characters to go on and go into that final battle, but he also became a thing where the fans liked him. I remember being in that theater, when I was younger, watching the first Avengers, and people had a reaction. People were sad to see Coulson die. And so for me, for the show to kind of just go like, he's back, boom, he didn't die, or a clone.
It does have consequences. I will say, without spoiling, that the Chitauri scepter, it does have consequences, like in the later season. It's not like just that they bring him back and everything's fine again, like it's just Coulson. They do things with him. By the time you get to like season 7, like in the show is all wrapped up,
right?
I think it's a good compromise.
But the problem is, you took a character that had a pinnacle moment in a film that made people love and appreciate that character's arc in the films. Yeah. I shouldn't have to wait 7 seasons for you to justify it to me why it's okay to bring him back. When to me, if personally, I don't count Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. as canon, because if I count it as canon, then it ruins one of the seminal moments of Avengers for me that I love.
There's built-in story plots in the show so that if that's what you want to do, you don't have to. They do quantum realm stuff on that show. But what I will say is that at the end of that show, they actually explained something that Endgame failed to do, with Captain America jumping to be back with Peggy Carter, live a life with Peggy Carter, and then jumping back to the prime timeline that we've seen all the rest of the Avengers. That is literally, that happens on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and they have a big explanation for that, where we're jumping between timelines. We haven't even been in our original timeline. So if you want to view that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't exist in that timeline, but that they can get back to that timeline, because the way I view Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., especially now that it's all wrapped up, and we just watched the entire series, looking at it as one cohesive story, it seems like at some point when they were time traveling, because they time travel on the show, they jumped to a different timeline that was not the Avengers MCU, but that was another timeline. And then by the end of the show, they're back in that original timeline.
But that's the problem with and to say the same thing with DC, with the multiverse aspect, with the analogy that Lucifer, Doom Patrol, and a bunch of stuff take place in the same universe. Lucifer,
you call it a problem, they call it a solution.
Yeah, Lucifer.
Everything's canon.
No spoilers, because they do not even mention at all the Superman, all of them in this season. Lucifer, they don't barely acknowledge it.
But they do have Lucifer on Crisis.
But here's my comment to that. Why would they though? Because of the fact that
they wouldn't.
Until just now,
the only time it was relevant was Crisis on Infinite Earths, and when Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, they did bring Lucifer in for a quick moment.
Yeah.
Which it connected, and I hate to say it,
but Miller too.
Crisis connected everything, and I like the fact that they were talking about the parallel universes and so forth. So just like Battinson's movie. And Joker, they're in 2 different universes, but they're all attached, which is great. That means you can have your Zack Snyder Justice League, version, and just like we saw with Black Adam, where they announced the Justice League of America, that could be in a different timeline and so forth.
I was having this discussion with my father earlier today, and it actually, this multiverse thing, the DC just thing, it basically eliminates the reboot, quote unquote, as we know it. And I asked the question, is Star Trek 2009 a reboot? His answer was yes. And then after he thought about it for a little bit, he said, not really, because it's just Spock from the prime timeline going off into a branching timeline. So yes, if you want to look at it as a reboot, it can be a reboot for you.
Yeah.
If you want to look at it as a continuation, it can be a continuation because they still use that Romulan supernova in Picard. So it's the same thing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you want to view that as a separate universe, go right ahead. You can. I'm not going to fault you for it. If you want to view it as canon in the MCU, you still can because of the whole multiverse.
I do have a question about that. Speaking of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., because we got back to it for just that second. Is there a way I can watch season 2 without watching season 1 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and know what's going on? Because I struggled with the first few episodes.
So here's what I would tell you to do. There's an episode called Turn, Turn, Turn. That episode is the Captain America Winter Soldier where the shield collapses and like shield is done. So I would start with that episode. Season 1, an episode called Turn, Turn, Turn. That's when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. really starts to be its own thing and doesn't worry. They still reference the movies, but it's not like during the beginning of the season where it's like, oh, Thor the Dark World happened. We need these people to be in London to clean up Thor the Dark World. So an episode called Turn, Turn, Turn. That's when Captain America the Winter Soldier happens. And that's when like the show basically turns on. So I'd watch that episode, watch Captain America Winter Soldier, and then watch that episode because it's really cool doing that.
I can personally watch Winter Soldier anytime.
I'll just watch Winter Soldier again.
Hydra, but the thing is, the Hydra twist in that movie is what takes Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the next level. Because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. during season 1, it's a very
and to be fair, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, it's like a very procedural, almost like an NCIS CSI type show. And then because villain of the week, different tasks. And then when the Winter Soldier happens, when like Hydra is revealed, it's like, okay, this is a show about stopping Hydra, and it's a lot cooler.
I just want to point out that Devin talked.
Yeah, keep talking.
The show was really good when they introduced Ghost Fighter into it. Like that season was really good with Ghost Fighter.
Yeah, I've heard it gets better, but I watched the first episode, didn't like it at all, and then I watched the second, I was like, I can't continue. But then I've heard it gotten really good, but the reason why I never got back into it was because I felt like if I was going to get back into it, I have to watch the first couple episodes again.
Yeah,
that's what made me not.
That what happened.
Turn. It's just Coulson. He's an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He has a team. That's all you need to know. And then everything after that, that's when they start doing like the real character development. That's when they start revealing like certain people. Okay, that's that comic book character. That's that comic book character. And it's don't let the beginning deter you, because I know a lot of people were deterred by that. It's a really good show, and it has superheroes in it that are worthy of the rest of the MCU.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
By the way, did any of you guys see the hysterical Harley Quinn interview during the DC fandom?
No. I only watched a couple of the things.
I did not.
I do wish we could play something from DC fandom and not get flagged. It's about, if you can find it on YouTube, I highly recommend it. Or when it comes back on, it is the Batman Beyond panel. It is literally like 20 minutes. The whole thing basically takes place in the Batman Beyond universe. So Terry is flying in this ship, and Bruce is back at the house. I'm sure you've all seen Batman Beyond, right?
I've seen the movie.
Well, Bruce is basically given the mantle of Batman to another kid, to
Harry McGinnis.
High school.
Yeah.
But
I know that much.
But Bruce talked him through everything. Like, this kid's a martial artist and so forth, so he knows what he's doing. But Bruce teaches him the detective aspect of it. Anyways, all of a sudden, Bruce goes, Terry, my deep range whatever is picking up a transmission. And all of a sudden, and he goes, well, play it, figure it out. And all of a sudden on the screen appears the 66 Adam West Batman series.
They kind of did at the end of that Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Kind of. But what they did is they literally
don't mention that.
And Bruce are cracking up. Like this kid is just giving Bruce like, what did you wear? Like he makes fun of Robin and all kinds of shit. It's terrible.
I gotta say something. Chris, did you just say something bad about Teen Titans Go to the
No,
movie?
I'm saying that we don't mention that they try to bring in the original Teen Titans, then crap on us and gave us versus rather than season 6 Teen Titans.
Teen Titans Go to the Movies is actually funny. Actually,
So
I
good.
love it.
I hate that they gave us the promise of season 6 of Teen Titans and never went through with it. That's what I hate about that post.
Yes, I mean it's kind of it's a misdirect.
Like the movie though is like the perfect it's like the perfect spoof on comic book movies in general. I had so much fun with it.
It really is. Like when Caleb got, I bought it for Caleb for Christmas. One of the traditions in our house is every year everybody gets what we call a movie pack. It is a movie, a bag of popcorn,
and we finally get Nicolas Cage's Superman.
Yeah,
that is true. Like you special soda, popcorn, lunch in a movie, and we put them all in a bag, and everybody gets one. Caleb got Teen Titans Go to the Movies.
Special soda, like grape soda.
Plus, Shia LaBeouf cameo was hysterical, and it's real.
Stan Lee's stuff was great too.
Is the Shia LaBeouf cameo?
Yeah,
Stan Lee-
Wait a minute.
I didn't know this.
Yo, Malcolm just said something kind of interesting in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
It might just be the HBO Max itself getting us flagged. That's an interesting choice.
I don't know, but it's fixed itself. Like it's been resolved. So they flagged us and they realized, never mind.
It shut us down twice when we played it.
Yeah.
without the sound.
Like I actually pulled up the video and went back to it.
I guarantee.
A minute and a half chunk where it just says stream was suspended, but it keeps coming back.
Yeah. Now I guarantee that, Nikki. I guarantee if you show the trailer again, it'll shut it down.
No,
okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah.
Like,
By the way,
guarantee it'll do it.
I do want to mention something that was mentioned that got me kind of excited. They apparently, without confirming it completely, say we might be getting a status shock movie.
Yeah.
Please don't get Jaden Smith.
That's
Please
it.
don't.
That's it. HBO Max like animated.
No, they're talking a straight up full length feature Static Shock film.
I'll believe it when I see it. I still don't think Shazam 2 is gonna happen, but we'll see about it.
Well, actually, I was gonna say one of the few stories that doesn't have a video going with it that came out of DC fandom actually was from the Shazam panel, in which it was officially announced that Shazam 2's official title is Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
That's interesting.
I like it.
Remember that? That's what I was talking about last week. Remember, we did have a panel where Channing Tatum came out with all the X-Men and was going to do a Gambit movie.
No,
but we're going to get Shazam too.
Yeah,
I do think we are. I just don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be more like Suicide Squad, where it's going to be far into the future.
In the future, I can kind of see.
Yeah,
because the kid's getting older.
But we don't even know if we're going to still be
like
shooting
full
movies.
high
But he's
school
not.
kid.
More what I'm saying.
It's not like he was cast when he was 21. The kid's
Yeah.
like
No,
17,
it's just-
18.
It would have been better if he was cast when he was 21, to be honest. Like Tom Holland was cast when he was roughly like 20, 21. And like I'm saying that the point of Shazam, the whole entire point of his powers in the comic books, and I know it's not the comic, but the whole entire point of the skill set is that when he says Shazam, he's supposed to turn into the greatest version of himself. And I just don't believe that the greatest version of a 17-year-old kid would be 45-year-old Zachary Levi. Like that's where the disconnect is.
Time out. I actually have a comment to that one. Zach Levi did a panel for the Gotham Knights video game, which looks fucking badass. It is actually a Batman game without Batman. It is everybody else.
They say that, but they also say that Arkham Origins was a Black Mask villain game, and then he took off the mask and it was the Joker.
That's why I'm more looking forward to
I'm going to guarantee
game
this.
because take place in the
that will be in that game.
There's a rule.
So I say what I want to say, so y'all can shut the fuck up. Now, Zach Levi did a panel today for the game, and he looks yoked as fuck. He he's not, Henry Cavill or Ben Affleck big, but he's big. Like he had a tighter shirt on. His arms look big. So I think he's getting into filming shape. You know what? You want to be an asshole? Guess what? Bye.
I couldn't even read his board if that's what he was trying to.
I just threw him
Gotham Knights.
I just threw him completely.
That's what I want to say about Gotham Knights. I guarantee this game, with them saying that Batman is, dead.
Again, Chris, I'll put you out again.
I guarantee you, with them saying Batman's dead in the beginning stuff, Batman will be back in the game. He'll be alive.
I agree with him on that one.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that is absolutely gonna happen.
So here's my reservation. I was going to say
Captain America is dead, but he'll be back.
Yeah,
I was going to say, since I haven't actually really commented on anything, I'll start commenting on this. Here's my thing. My biggest reservation with this game, and the thing that makes me the least excited for it, if I'm being totally honest, is the fact that it's a game that is... Because I personally, I really love the Batman Arkham games, even though for me, I had a lot of problems with Arkham Knight on a gameplay issue. I thought the story was really, really cool. And I would have loved to see a continuation of that. My problem with this is a game that took cues from Arkham Knight's ending and said, yeah, but we're going to scratch like the rest of it and just take these cues from it. And so it's like, and so for me, it's like, well, that kind of kills my excitement because this clearly isn't the same universe anymore.
They've done that a lot though. Like they had the Arkham VR where like Batman kills that's supposed to be in the same universe, but Batman kills like a bunch of people. And then they also had 2 different Arkham tie-in comic books, and they both veered off.
Okay, but
they have a history for doing that.
That's otherworld content to me. Like even VR gaming is such a low kind of low play thing that I don't count it. But in terms of the main series, like even the stuff they developed previously, Arkham Origins, and Arkham Origins is like a kind of extended campaign spinoff, Cold Heart. Like those were very clearly still within the same universe as the other Arkham games, even though they're prequels and made by a different studio. They're still clearly within the same realm.
That's just me, though. Like, I'm excited about this game, but like I don't get excited about games until I actually play them. So it may seem to be like right now that they're like veering off course, but it might be different like after the game is played. Because Star Wars Battlefront 2 was saying like their whole entire advertisement was, oh, you're Iden Versio, you're the bad guy. 3 levels into that game, they swap you to the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, and that's fair. Malcolm, so this is one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and I'll play into this. So I didn't actually get to watch the trailer for this game. I just read about it very briefly while I was looking up shit from the con. Is the villain in this actually the Court of Owls, or is that just an internet thing?
It kind of looks like
multiple. I believe it's multiple because in the gameplay that they actually showed gameplay from it's pre-alpha testing, so it's not completely finished. But they showed Mr. Freeze.
Okay, but is the Court of Owls involved in the game?
Yes.
Okay, so this plays into what so Malcolm put this oh wait, that's the wrong comment. He just commented something else. I had the right one pulled up, So I think there will be a big twist with Batman and Gotham Knights. I mean, Arkham Knight was billed as not having Joker in it, which is absolutely correct. Arkham Knight was billed as not having Joker, and then they do the twist with the blood thing.
But if you know the Arkham Knight storyline, you know that Joker is involved in it. So,
which means if you know the Red Hood storyline, because it was just a fucking other version.
Yeah, they weren't advertising.
But what I like about Gotham Knights, though, is the fact that it's not just you know most of these time you get 1, maybe 2 characters. This one is everybody except for Bruce Wayne in the Bat family. Like Robin is Damian Wayne. You've got Nightwing. You've got Red Hood. You've got all of them.
Say that again? Robin is Damian Wayne?
Yes.
Okay, I'm into that because the last game it was the Tim Drake Eminem, and I did not like that.
No. Tim Drake is Red Hood.
I gotta see something. I thought Robin in this trailer kind of looked like Tom Holland. I gotta see if I'm thinking right.
It's the original. It's the Bat family, Nikki. It is the Bat.
No, I hear what you're saying, but Jason Todd is Red Hood.
Jason Todd. I'm sorry. guys. I've been going since.
So is it Damien or is it Tim? Like, is Tim Red Robin at this point?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, because like I always thought when I read this, I thought that it was Tim. I didn't know it was Damien.
No,
Damien is
badass.
badass.
Fuck. Yeah, it's basically the entire. It's up to the point that Batgirl has her purple costume. The purple,
and she's not paralyzed anymore.
Correct.
I think that not Barbara Gordon, so.
We don't know who it is. I mean, there's multiple.
No, it's probably Barbara Gordon. But like, if it's up to Damien's Robin, then Barbara like hit and paralyzed.
It is probably Barbara Gordon, just because they do show that she is because they show an image of her looking at a picture when they say in the trailer that Jim's dead. When he says in the
what, Jim's
thing.
dead?
Batman gimmick that Alfred is still alive, so this is not in the Arkham universe because Alfred and Arkham Knight died with Bruce Wayne when he blew up the man.
No, see, that was always Bruce faking his death.
Yeah. So this is my thing. So when I heard about the rumor of this game happening, because this had been rumored before. I mean, people knew that Montreal were developing something for over a year now. And to me. So
it is Tim Drake's Robin. I do apologize. He does have the hooded look, though. That's why it's
hooded.
I do apologize. It is Tim Drake.
So
it does look like Damien.
So this is why it kills my excitement, right? So absolutely, I think is that the kid from Stranger Things, right?
Wait a minute, Bruce. Is this just a fan cast, or is this something that you read?
Damien never had a red cape.
I should check right now.
Yeah, Aaron, you're my
where it's like more of a long coat thing. Yeah.
See if this is fact or.
I'm looking it up. I'm not seeing anything. I think he's just fan casting.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna say, Bruce, brother, if you got some knowledge on this, hit me with a link. We'll pull that shit up because I grew up in the '90s. You know, I'm old. I'm the oldest
that
one.
Shot was the early 2000s.
Hell, I saw it.
It is fan cast. Okay. Early 2000s, late 90s. I really enjoy Static Shock, and I started reading that to Caleb. You know me. I try to express people of color because you look at my kid compared to me, and people get on him for being mixed. I like the idea of Static Shock or Black Lightning or all these other dark-skinned people in comics because what it does is show him or people like him that not all superheroes are white. So
I mean, you just said, I want to see Static on Black Lightning, but like when you said Static, I was like, oh, is he going to be on Black Lightning? Because I think that's a perfect fit for him.
Well,
and they are releasing new comics. Like the craziest thing is they're releasing all the comics that they're talking about doing. They're talking about doing an Icon and Rocket movie.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Like I would fucking piss my pants to see that. I love Icon and Rocket. If you don't know, Icon is basically a 300-year-old alien. Looks like a black guy, and he fights crime alongside a 14-year-old girl. Yeah,
was he dressed like Maurice White?
Was he
dressed like Earth, Wind, and Fire? Like that's a line in Black Lightning. It's pretty funny.
But what I'm getting at is the fact that I like the fact that these are opening up.
Oh, I do too. I like it, especially when they pull like obscure characters, because what I don't like is when they like Iris West, like that's one example that I could think of. Wally West is when they'll take that character and then they'll race bend them. There's a lot of black characters in comics that you can pull and give them their own story. Black Lightning was one of those things that people hadn't really, until that show came on, most of the world hadn't heard about Black Lightning. So they just pulled from there. Bronze Tiger is another one for Suicide Squad.
Oh yeah, I love that idea.
It's a great pull.
White Tiger for Spider-Man.
Yeah,
They have the right. Nova.
You can be bronze. You can be white. I mean, all tigers in general. Tiger Woods could be a supervillain.
Let's not go there.
I would kind of get the point. The type of a not
Sex Luthor. We could have
Sex Luthor. Yeah, there we go. I'm exhausted.
Malcolm, that's not a bad idea. I mean, quarterfinals could.
I was going to say, unrelated to the game, but just because he mentioned Suicide Squad, I thought about this. What do you guys think about the fact that after, because I didn't get to talk about any of the movie stuff, something came up personally that I had to deal with while I was off. What do you guys think about the fact that after it was so long rumored that everyone's like, oh, Idris Elba's going to be playing Bronze Tiger, that he's not. He's playing a different super character.
What is it, Manchester Black?
No,
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot. There you go.
No, Bloodsport is what I'm saying.
Bloodsport. And they said that he is the guy. He imprisoned him because he tried to kill Superman.
Yeah. Nikki, can you explain? Do you know anything about Bloodsport, Nikki?
Bloodsport, if I'm not mistaken, I think, and I could be mistaken, I think he's kind of like a Kraven the Hunter type character in DC, where he's like a mercenary, more of a hunter. I'll look that up though. I think that's.
I'm looking at it right now, so I can answer that in a second.
Peter Capaldi and the Thinker.
I like the fact that Nathan Fillion isn't playing who we thought he was, and TDK, Nikki. Again, I could use yours or Malcolm in the chat if Ryan's still around. TDK. Does anybody have an idea of who that is?
No.
I like the fact that they brought Captain Boomerang back. Jai White as Boomerang is great.
Not Jai White. Not Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White was Bronze Tiger on Arrow.
Michael Jai White could be whatever he fucking wants.
Jai Courtney, but no, Jai Courtney looks great with those boomerangs. Like they were lit up.
Okay,
He was like,
so I was able to look up some information. So in the comics, it seems like the character that Elba is playing, Robert Dubois or Bloodsport, is essentially, and it says here that in the comics he's been an agent hitman for Lex Luthor. And in the movie, in the description at least that they've released of him, it says that he is a convicted felon serving time in prison for having shot Superman with a bullet made of kryptonite.
Yes, that's a dope idea.
Now, so here's my thing, and which makes me curious.
Hold on, time out real quick.
Yeah, I saw it. Go ahead.
Shout out to our man Frankenberry, dropping in real quick. If you've seen all of our new backgrounds, After Dark, Suplex City, Movie Mania, all that is the man. He is absolutely near and dear to all of our heart. Thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm still waiting for that Suplex City opening, homie.
Peter Capaldi at the Thinker. That got me excited. I hope it's better than what we got in Flash.
Peter Capaldi, dude, like that is a total opposite character for him, and I love the fact he joked about being, going from Doctor Who to playing a villain. I love
what
that.
character was it?
The Thinker.
All right, everybody talk. What was it?
Thinker.
Okay, there you go.
So yeah, so this is what I was gonna ask. So. Which I find, this isn't a knock on the film necessarily, but this just shows, to me at least, how last minute the rewrite of Elba's character was. I keep wanting to say Idris.
Oh yeah,
Idris. So it is openly admitted that originally he was cast as Deadshot, and then at the last minute they decided to change it to give Will Smith an opening to come back should he ever want to.
Which is smart, I think.
What I find funny is, so first off, when I'm looking at the cast of characters, I can talk about this other thing I noticed in a second, but one of the actors in the movie is a younger child actress, Storm Reed, who was in A Wrinkle in Time. She was cast as Tyler Dubois, Bloodsport's daughter. So that just goes to show you this script was written with Deadshot in it, I truly believe, and they just switched to another shooter character because it's an African-American playing a shooter sniper character with a history with a major Justice League character who also has a daughter.
I'm okay with that.
I'm cool with it. I started linking it and I was like, oh wow, they had the script finished. Must have with him in it.
Here, I'll bring up an example where I'm not okay with that. X-Men Dark Phoenix. X-Men Dark Phoenix, they were fighting the Skrulls. They were absolutely fighting the Skrulls in that movie. And
no, they were fighting Jessica Chastain and the Woodland Creatures.
Who was a Skrull? She was a Skrull.
Nikki, what do you think?
But
I
that's
think
Sean Gunn's
it's a
character.
Skrull. I think it's a Skrull.
That is Sean Gunn's character.
The
Really?
weasel. Oh, he was the little creature? Is that? Oh, they're doing Rocket.
So he's
baby.
playing a raccoon once
They're
again?
doing Rocket.
Well, what's funny? This thing is full size. You know what, Malcolm? I actually like the idea of Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, me too.
Like in that little clip they play, he actually, you see him chuck polka dots. I don't care. I did it. I am looking forward to seeing what Sean Gunn. I mean, if he can bring a rated R version of, say, I hate to use this, but Guardians to Suicide Squad, I'm all for it.
I do have a question for you guys.
I was gonna say, I feel like this is almost just as retribution for Sean Gunn, because for anyone who doesn't know, Bradley Cooper, as far as I'm aware, has actually never set foot on an actual film set. No. Sean Gunn has played the stand-in reference for the character through his entire appearance.
And they cut Kraglin out of Endgame, his actual character.
Right. But what I was saying was,
in my opinion, their lines seem deeper and more rooted than Marvel, just like said Hollywood has botched DC universe. I think though, with what we learned today, Frank, that everything is kind of in its own parallel universe, and it's basically the Snyder Cut is rebooting everything that they did, and it's setting everything up. And what they did in Crisis, I think it's going to work itself out. Everything I saw today, I am more hyped for. If you go back in the video, Frank, we watched the Batman trailer. I literally shit my pants. Like, I am going nuts.
So I do want to say this. Did anybody see the Flash panel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
They did confirm in there that all, like, the movie shows everything. It's all, it's all in one, I guess, world. If you think about it, it's just different,
Nikki,
like,
look.
multiverses. So, in 89 Batman exists in this. The TV shows, they can be brought in. Adam West, his stuff, it exists in this. Everything.
50%. 50%. Well, Ezra Miller. No, Grant Gustin show up in the Flash movie. 50%.
I think it's possible to see Pattinson appear in a Flash movie for like a quick little cameo, not to play like not like an Affleck type role or maybe even a Keaton type role if Keaton has more than just like a small little scene. I think it's going to be like a quick, almost like Crisis with the two Flashes where he's just in it for a second. You see him, maybe not even that long. I do think there's a possibility you might see him for like a split second.
Guys, Nikki's about to have a seizure. He clearly wants to say
I'm just maxed out the time that I can sit down for with my back, so I got to sign off.
Okay.
Thank you for having us as always. Devin, where can they find you?
I've run out of platforms.
He's run out of platforms. Okay, guys. We'll see you next week.
Check out Devin on his OnlyFans. Yeah. You get to hear him talk. There's no sex. He just talks for once.
All right, Nikki. We will see you hopefully
like
tomorrow.
Yeah. See you later.
See you guys.
All right, buddy. So I'm really curious about now. Back to Matt, what you were saying. I think it's possible that we could see that clip maybe of the two of them. Maybe we're
but from
both
Ezra's
areas
point
are
of view.
running and they meet for a second, even if it's just for a second and then go.
Yeah.
Because he wasn't called the Flash yet.
Yeah. I'm just surprised Ezra Miller wasn't recasted after that video came out with him basically choke slamming a girl.
So to that, I don't want to get into that because that's like a whole section that we really shouldn't go near. But
he literally went.
He was too aggressive. But I've read into the stories that surround that potential situation, and it seems like it wasn't. It was like aggravated beforehand. Apparently she had been bothering him and gesturing him and trying to get him to react beforehand. The video only shows the part where he puts her to the ground, and yes, I think that's far too much force.
Yeah.
But it's a situation of
We
I
don't
get
know
it.
what
You're
happened
in.
before the camera came on.
Yeah, we don't know the whole story. Clearly they do, and clearly they're willing to stand by him. So that's just kind of that.
But here's my thing. Maybe she said thanks or whatever. Unless she like beat one of his kids that he doesn't have, but we'll say as a kid, unless she like lays her hand on one of those kids, you do not, or unless she's trying to kill somebody, you do not if you're a guy, you do not put your hands on a woman, no matter what she says to you.
Again, it was too aggressive. And I think both of them, the fact that they were outside a bar probably says that both of them were spurred on in their attitudes by alcohol. But even in that quick intro clip of the video, I think she's saying like, oh, go ahead, do it. Hit. Like she's clearly spurring him on. And if that had been going long enough since he was in the bar itself, like let's say she followed him outside and continued to do it, then I get wanting to do something to get her off of you and make your point clear. It's still too aggressive. I disagree with that. But it's a matter, to me at least, it's a matter of I look at it and go, look, I don't see any kind of, when you look at...
That's God saying, no, Aaron, do not lay your hands on a woman.
His face is
But no,
Okay,
look,
wait. I have the
do we
screenshot.
know the story? No, we don't know the full story. However,
Matt, can you make Aaron big?
Yeah. However, you do not.
Got it.
I don't care what she did, what she was doing. You don't do that. You just don't. Like,
I just screenshot.
apparently the bar owner, or apparently either an employee or the owner of the bar was saying that wasn't the end of it. When they were throwing him out, he was like spitting on people, or he spit on somebody, and was he was being a douche.
Yeah,
and also, why is he out in public when the virus was going on? When it first went on, he was just out in public. And why was she out in public?
I don't really want to go any further into this. The way that I look at it is I only really try to make comments on those situations if I'm there, because the fact of the matter is you can take most situations that happen in public and turn it into something. Like to speak on something that I saw in real life, when I worked at one of my previous jobs at the theater, there was an incident that happened where to keep with the Ezra Miller portion, if someone recorded it, the part that got recorded was where a guy pulled someone by the back of his shirt, put him to the ground, and essentially kicked his face in. What you don't see before that is the fact that the dude who responded by kicking his face in was just standing behind the dude, and the guy in front of him that was clearly inebriated was going, oh, get back, you're too close, this and that. And then he started making comments about the guy's wife. And it's like there's a whole before in these scenarios that you don't get to see unless you're there. That's why I don't pass judgment. Because the way that I look at it is DC is the same company that fired Hartley Sawyer less than a day after some old tweets got pulled up that they clearly had issue with. So if they actually took issue with this and investigated it and said there was a problem, I think they would have gotten rid of him. I just
think that, and I don't want to go much further either.
Yeah, I don't.
Like I said, and unless she was like beating somebody he knew to death, whether it was a kid, a friend, whatever, or she was going at him, like actually physically like hitting him to the point to where she could put his life in danger, I don't care what she says. I don't care what any girl says. If you're a guy, you do not lay your hands on her. But then again, Amber Heard can cut fingers off and get away with it, so, that's a little different.
It's a slippery slope.
So I did actually go and watch those trailers. Did Kevin ever come back, by the way?
No, he did not.
Oh, I hope he's okay.
He's dead. And he's dead. He just randomly shut off.
Kevin hit a great hit and just totally forgot we were doing podcasting right now. I don't blame him. Bet that shit apparently is very good.
He
But
took that dab a little too hard.
hit that shit straight, man. Put it in like an ice bong or something and went for it. But no, so I was gonna say, just to give a quick rundown, because I did go through and watch all the trailers. I was already talked about the Wonder Woman one, the Suicide Squad one. Again, there's not much there, but it's cool. I certainly like that, and this was the thing I was gonna mention. When you check I checked IMDb and I checked Wikipedia, every single cast member has a character confirmed except for one. Taika Waititi. Taika Waititi has not been confirmed as to what character he is, which makes me really curious. Either he's such a small role it doesn't matter, or he is something they're hiding in this. Now, my guess is my guess, because it's a James Gunn film, is he's going to be reprising his role as the best friend from Green Lantern. But I'll leave it up to you guys. What do you think he's?
God, I hope so.
Yeah, Taika Waititi killed it there. I think he could be doing a CG character too, something they don't really want known yet.
I agree. He's going to be playing a CGI character, and that character is Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern. That's what he's doing.
But
very meta.
I think he's going to be playing maybe something CG that they don't want known yet. Kind of one of those that. He's there. He's going to be playing something. Because look at him. I hate to use this one, but look at him as Hitler. He was fantastic as Hitler.
He was incredible. He was a great Hitler. He was a great Hitler.
So you know what I'm saying? I'm going with you. Or the robot.
King Shark. King Shark today.
King Shark is a Steve Agee, however you say his name.
Actually, you know what they said during the panel? That's kind of interesting, though. He is the one portraying King Shark on screen.
So he's not the voice of him?
Maybe King Shark doesn't have a voice in this one.
Oh, true.
Or it's Taika Waititi's New Zealand accent.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get a King Shark that sounds kind of like this.
He could be what?
Hey guys,
could be the voice.
King Shark.
Sorry,
if he could be voice like they did on a Harley Quinn show, it would be so fun.
I tried starting a revolution under the ocean. Aquaman pushed me out. By the way, Malcolm, if you're still watching, I apologize. I realize that's not even close to a New Zealand accent. I'm just kind of pitching my voice up and going for it.
Man. Like, not just be a funny King Shark voice. Watch the Harley Quinn show. His voice is so funny on the Harley Quinn animated show.
I have to go back and watch those. Like, I started them. The problem is I let HBO Max go for now because of the fact that I can't watch it on any of my TVs because I have Roku.
Oh, no Roku.
Oh. Wait, don't you have like a TV that has Android?
All my TVs are Roku.
Oh, that's weird. Do you have? I think what else could be on.
Buy an Xbox One. They're about to be real cheap.
I have a connection where I plug this little adapter into my HDMI cable, and it's got a USB-C on it. So I can plug it into my computer and run it that way. But like at night, I want to watch something. I don't want to have to go through, disconnecting the Xbox, plugging in the adapter, hooking up my.
Wait, if you have an Xbox, you can just download it on there and watch it.
I don't want it on there because I keep the Xbox in Caleb's room.
Oh, fair enough. Listen, Malcolm. Much love, man. I don't blame you. I'm listen. As someone who's Irish and is used to hearing people do a British accent to imitate an Irish guy, I totally get it. I don't blame you.
I did just learn something new when I went to get some more water and everything. Tonight, instead of adults or Toonami playing anime, they're actually playing like old Batman DC movies. Like right now they've got Gotham Knight on.
Is Toonami still a thing? I thought they stopped.
Yep. It's still a thing.
I could have sworn Toonami ended. Wow, good for them.
But the problem is, guys, is I don't want to hook that up there, so I find Caleb up watching shit at night.
No, that's fair. Yeah, if you give him the access, then.
And There's so many shows on there.
I think I found him watching porn the other night. So let's just.
Hey.
Are we giving him and Nikki the same talk? Or
Yeah, apparently we're gonna have to sit them both down on the same stream and have that conversation.
I would love to see that parenting moment of you talking to your son while Nikki's on the computer next to you. And Nikki may need it. He didn't understand slide in the DMs. He may need it.
Yeah.
He's still watching, by the way. What's up, Nikki?
Oh, I know he is. Nikki, we love you. You know that. You're a big part of our family here. But now, back to that's my boy.
Yes, Jacob. Show support. Show support.
But I think DC succeed kind of take the DCEU, and I'm going to leave it at that, and kind of shed new light on it because of the fact that BVS is so and Justice League are so divisive. You know, either you like it or you don't. I personally, Man of Steel, in my opinion, is the second most underrated superhero film of all time. That's just my opinion. I don't care what yours is. Don't at me. I will block your goddamn ass. Batman versus Superman, it's fine. I like most of it. I don't really care about the whole Martha thing. If they took that out, that would be fine. Justice League, it's okay. It's not great. It definitely feels like two different movies in my opinion. Suicide Squad again is very divisive. I actually have fun watching it. I can turn my brain off enough.
You're right about that. Like, I don't love Suicide Squad, but I have seen it like probably 2 more times since I saw it in theaters, and it is at least, even though I don't like it, and like when you analyze it, it is not good. It is at least like compared to BVS, it is at least lighthearted enough that you can just sit back and enjoy it. Because Will Smith's got bucket loads of charisma. Entanglements be damned, he's still charismatic. And you know,
I like Diablo. Like,
Jay Hernandez was really good. I thought Kinnaman didn't have much to do, but I thought he was fine.
Viola Davis was really good.
Viola Davis is a gangster in that movie.
She got the role right. That thing when she
she tells everybody to wipe those drives and just yanks that gun out, just starts. And I love the look on Will Smith's face, and he just makes
like, oh shit.
He just makes a comment as they're walking out, and then like after the plane crash and they walk out of the building, and he looks at Harley Quinn and make some comment or something. Like the movie itself is fine. You know, Adam, I believe it was was it Adam Witter, Paul Preston? We talked about background movies.
Yeah, it's not a bad like to me,
background movie.
To me, it's just I think it's a very weak story. I don't love all of the action in it. Also, this cutting to this every once in a while with the stale white bread that is Cara Delevingne. This is the most character she's had in any of her films. Is doing this, and so it's like it's that make. But yeah, like I think Will Smith is really good. I think Margot Robbie was really good. I thought Jay Hernandez was great, and who doesn't love, of all people, Scott Eastwood being just the background guy standing next to Joel Kinnaman? I thought that was funny because like I saw him in the movie and I was like, holy shit, isn't that Clint Eastwood's kid? I like looked it up in the theater and I was like, holy fuck.
I didn't mind. The guy from Lost playing Killer Croc. I did saw he.
Adewale Agbaje.
Yeah. But the echo,
and I like the fact that these people are still in this universe. You know, as of now, they're still alive in this universe. So if they want to, let's say they give James Gunn the Suicide Squad 3, hypothetically. All right, brother, Frank. Thanks, homie. Love you always. Frank. Tuesday we're gonna have Chase on from Crucible. Just FYI, homie. anyways, if they do Suicide Squad 3 or the Suicide Squad, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
He can still pick and choose who he wants,
True.
If he goes, okay, I really would like to see Idris Elba's character and Will Smith's character together.
Mhm.
He can do that.
Ooh, yes.
Or he goes,
It's just an hour and a half of them shooting great shots and then jacking off to them shooting great shots.
whatever. But you see what I'm saying, though.
No, you're right. I because the same thing as well. Like, obviously they couldn't get I just said Adewale Agbaje back to play Killer Croc, so they replaced him with Steve Agee playing King Shark. You can do those two together down the road if you want, because Killer Croc is still a thing. It's not like he died.
Yeah.
Now, the unfortunate thing is, guys, unfortunately, Scott Eastwood did die in that first movie, so he won't be back.
That's why I hate that movie, because they killed Scott Eastwood.
Bastard. All right, guys. So there's a lot of stuff to break down. We've got a very busy week ahead of us here at TMG. So I guess we're going to let's put a pin in this conversation until we're all back. We can, break down. So far, next Saturday, we don't have a guest. I'm working on something, but I'm not going to say anything yet. If not, we can take the time and we can break down what we've seen. It'll give us all a couple of days to kind of, because we're all movie nerds, we're all gonna pick that shit to death.
I can do it.
And then in a couple more weeks, and then there's a part of fandom. Then another day they start in September.
Yeah, it's all their TV stuff.
Yeah, I'm good with that. That's fine.
So I'm gonna announce a few things. Tomorrow night we'll be back for Movie Mania. Maybe a little late due to I do run a wrestling podcast, and there's a wrestling pay-per-view on tomorrow, so I may be pushing it back just a little bit. Monday, we are going to be doing a special Suplex City chat. We're going to be breaking down the weekend of pay-per-views. Tuesday night, 10 o'clock Eastern, like I said, we're going to have the people of the Crucible and Castle of Chaos join us. Basically, they are Utah's year-round haunted attraction. The cool thing about it, if you go on YouTube and you look it up, they have what is known as 5 stages of fear during their tour itself. Their haunted house. 1, they give you a certain glow stick. For kids, if you light up this color glow stick, the monsters run from you. You are the monster hunter, which is kind of neat for kids. 2, it's a regular haunted house. Boo, we scare you. 3 allows them to get right up in your face, but they can't touch you. 4, they can move you. They can get in your face. They can do what they can, but doesn't necessarily mean they will. And level 5 is they will pick you up, throw you around, so forth and so on. That is a year-round thing. And then once or twice a month, they do what is known as the Crucible. Some of our friends are actually there tonight. Our friend Chris Smith and a couple of others that we've seen before are experiencing this tonight. So a couple of them, and Chase, his roommate, and his wife, who are the creative directors, owners, and operators of all of them, are going to be joining us. So we're going to be doing probably a live show. I don't know. Keep an eye out on the pages. When I decide what we're going to do, we'll go from there. And then Thursday, we'll be back for another Suplex City chat. I'm the commissioner of the Game Zone. You like to yell at people about video games, let me know. I can set that up. Over on TMG Trivia, I also am spearheading the singles division. If you want to get involved in that, get a match, reach out to me at Facebook, Matt Graham. Beer, I know where people can find you, but you might as well tell them.
Find me here.
Did you win tonight?
Win what?
You were gambling. Did you win?
No, I didn't gamble. Not tonight.
Oh, I thought you were gambling tonight.
No, I didn't.
Okay. DS, how about you, brother?
Find me on Facebook. You can find me anywhere. I have a few matches coming up, and I try to get some.
And no. I'm just kidding.
Especially first time a new movie coming out. I try to see Tenet in like 2 weeks. I try to see eventually of it.
Yeah. I wish actual theaters would open up in my. I don't want to go see Tenet at a drive-in. I just think it would be too hard to see. Personally,
Will they be open by the 28th?
Not here.
Oh, that's weird.
No, our governor has put a lockdown on bars and so forth again.
Oh, okay.
We're going down, but when all of those opened up, all the teenagers or all the college students and shit went to the bars and shit, and that spiked back up, so we stopped. And Ron, how about you, brother? Malcolm, you shut up.
How did you get to me early?
Living in a country that actually took care of this correctly. God damn.
That's all I can say. Malcolm, you shut up.
You didn't go see Unhinged this weekend, Malcolm? You chose Tenet instead of Russell Crowe chasing a woman because she cut him off or honked at him rudely?
Nikki, next week.
Hold up. Can we pull that back up? Or it's still there? Why in that picture does... No, the Nikki comment. Why does Nikki look like the Lego Batman version of Robin there?
And on that note, Aaron, we're not even going to let them find you online because I don't think you can beat that one. Good night, everybody. No, real quick, Aaron.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Aaron T. Canole. If you guys are checking out the trivia and debate shit, I will have my singles debut, geek debut, and movie battleground debut, re-debuts coming back up soon. My team's match just went up. Go check that out. It went fucking great. And real quickly, because I didn't actually get to finish my point earlier, Suicide Squad's trailer was the Shazam thing was a Wikipedia summary. The Batman trailer looks really, really cool. The Justice League trailer was well made. Still not that excited for it, but good for you, Snyder fans. Hope you guys enjoy.
And on that note, one more thing.
They based that costume on that. I would not blame. I mean, you do kind of look like Michael Cera's sick love child there, so I don't blame that at all.